Chapter 306. A sovereign at the Origin Core realm had suddenly appeared and bought the incomplete Seven Sword manual. Even those at the True Lord rank couldn't catch a trace of him. Only one person present had the chance to catch a trace of the Mystic Sword Sovereign. That person was Zhao Feng. However, he didn't dare to do so easily. If he used his god spiritual eye, even those at the true mystic rank and above might be able to sense it, much less those at the Origin Core realm. Not many people present had personally witnessed the strength of a sovereign at the Primal Core realm. Only several hundred years ago, when the Scarlet Moon demonic religion was sweeping across the continent, did those sovereigns at the Origin Core realm show themselves. This is indeed worthy of being the top auction in the continent. Even sovereigns at the Origin Core realm are here. Heiyun Master sighed. Zhao Feng resisted the urge to open his god's spiritual eye and walk step by step into this great era. The world he understood was boundless and full of surprises. The 13 countries didn't even have a true lord rank, and the strongest person in the Broken Moon clan was only at the true human rank. This place was the sacred land of a great country. In an era without dynasties, a great country was the biggest country on the continent. When Zhao Feng was in the Flooding Lake City, he had looked through the relevant books, and it said that sovereigns at the Origin Core realm didn't live in the same world as humans. Simply put, they were people of two different worlds. After the incomplete Seven Sword manual was bought by the sovereign, the Rising Dragon auction only had one last item left, a fragment of an Earth-grade weapon. Mortal, spiritual, Earth, sky. This didn't just correspond to the rank of the skill and spiritual body, it also corresponded to the rank of the weapon. The rules of the world were so profound. Whether it was a skill, talent, or weapon, once it reached the Earth level, it was enough to shock the world. From what Zhao Feng remembered, only Zhao Yufei had a unique bloodline and a changeable body, comparable to the Earth's spiritual body. Fragment of an Earth-grade weapon. The plain-robed elder calmed himself down, and the true human rank beauty next to him took out an item. It was a piece of metal the size of a baby's palm. Its color was very strange. From a certain angle, it was black, but from another angle, it was purple and gray. Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye quickly scanned the area, but was pushed away by a powerful force. His mental energy was shaken, and he almost vomited blood. Earth-class items are beyond our current knowledge. Zhao Feng had a lingering fear in his heart. His actions just now were a little rash. Earth-ranked experts were the same as Primal Core sovereigns. They could not be probed. In reality, most of the people at the true spirit realm didn't suffer any backlash from the shard. On the other hand, the hearts of some true lord ranks shook as if they had been struck by lightning. It's common knowledge that 10,000 years ago, an Earth-ranked divine weapon descended into the world, and the once flourishing Daguang dynasty was annihilated overnight. From then on, a dynasty became a legend, even more so a taboo. No country dared establish a dynasty. The plain-robed elder spoke in an unhurried manner. As for the last piece of the Earth-grade weapon, he obviously had to make some preparations. Zhao Feng didn't even know about the legends of dynasties when he was in the 13 countries. After all, that place was too far away. On the continent, there was a taboo. No country dared to establish a dynasty and gather the fortune of heaven and earth. Therefore, countries were divided into small countries, strong countries, and great countries. Therefore, great countries were the largest countries in the continent. This piece of metal has been appraised by several experts, and the material has far surpassed the spiritual grade. It's confirmed to be a piece of an Earth-grade weapon. This piece probably takes up 1/10 or even 1/100th of the entire Earth-grade weapon. However, it contains a lot of power, and only those at the true Lord rank can control it. More importantly, this piece of Earth-grade weapon comes from the outside world and contains the intent of at least an Origin Core realm expert. It might even be a weapon used by a legendary king. The plain-robed elder smiled and said. Zhao Feng didn't pay much attention to the latter part of the conversation. This piece of Earth-grade weapon contained the intent of at least an Origin Core realm expert. Those at the true Lord rank would definitely fight for it. The starting price of the piece of Earth-grade weapon is 50 million. Every bid must be at least 1 million. As soon as this was said, the 8 major forces of the Canopy Great Country all started to bid. The value of the piece of Earth-grade weapon itself wasn't simple. More importantly, it contained a high level of intent and might even give birth to an Origin Core Realm expert. There didn't seem to be any Origin Core Realm experts in the Canopy Great Country, or else the situation wouldn't be so complicated. 60 million, 80 million, 85 million. The sound of bidding rose and fell. Without a doubt, this Earth-grade weapon could break through the 100 million mark. On the second esteemed guest stand, the intent contained in this piece of Earth-grade weapon doesn't come from a Void God Realm King Martial Emperor, and it's extremely weak. An old woman with white hair and a youthful face sighed softly. Schwa! Her figure flashed and disappeared from the second esteemed guest stand. Almost no one noticed. The first esteemed guest stand and the second esteemed guest stand were both empty. The instant the old woman disappeared, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat both had a weird feeling and looked in that direction. The fourth esteemed guest stand. Very good. That person's gone. We can bid without worry. The deputy patriarch of the Iron Blood religion revealed a faint smile. 100 million. The blood-hair, colored man, Tiemo, raised the price to 100 million. After a moment of silence, the price continued to rise. After 120 million, only the Iron Blood religion and the Imperials were still fighting for the piece of Earth-grade weapon. The third esteemed guest stand. We spent a lot of money on the Demon Slaughterer blade. Those from the Imperials' side. On the contrary, the Iron Blood religion didn't spend as much money. This was especially so for Tiemo. He had the Wheel of Light and Darkness, a treasure that could attack and defend. Normal high-tier spiritual grade treasures didn't need to be considered. Finally, the piece of Earth-grade weapon was bought by the Iron Blood religion for 160 million. Of course, since the Imperials had already obtained the Demon Slaughterer blade, it wouldn't be much weaker. After all, in terms of power, the Earth-grade weapon's effect wasn't even as great as the Demon Slaughterer blade. As the dust settled for the Earth-ranked Divine Weapon Shard, the auction came to an end. Zhao Feng had gained quite a bit from this auction. The items he had sold were sold for a total of 20 million primal crystal stones. Although his earnings couldn't be compared to the super forces, his eyes had been opened. The most important thing is that I've finally found Empress Qin. Zhao Feng was satisfied. Nothing was more important than this. After leaving the esteemed guest stand, Zhao Feng greeted Tiemo. Greetings, Deputy Patriarch. Heian Master was slightly uneasy. He didn't expect Zhao Feng to know the Deputy Patriarch of the Iron Blood religion. After saying goodbye to the Iron Blood religion, Zhao Feng quickly headed towards the Imperial's palace. Master, we'll say our goodbyes here. Zhao Feng cupped his fists and smiled towards Heian Master. Heian Master sent him off with a complex expression and murmured, I didn't think that he'd be the mysterious person that helped the Deputy Patriarch forge the Wheel of Light and Darkness. So, Zhao Feng's figure faded and left a sizzling sound as his blue hair danced in the wind. Soon, Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye locked onto a luxurious flying carriage with the carving of a golden jade phoenix. This flying carriage was Empress Qin's personal carriage. Zhao Feng purposely locked onto it with his god's spiritual eye in order to attract Empress Qin's attention. Empress, we seem to be being followed. Inside the carriage, a green-clothed maid leisurely smiled. In the Canopy Great Country, there weren't many people that dare to have any thoughts about Empress Qin. Wasn't the Water Moon Pirate 100 years ago an example? This maid dressed in green was also extremely beautiful, and her cultivation had reached the true human rank. It was obvious that she wasn't just a simple maid. Zhao Feng floated in the air, and 3 copper coins of destiny appeared in his palm, which started to ring. Soon, the maid dressed in green walked over and smiled. Empress invites you to the nearby Water Mist Pavilion. Sure. Zhao Feng nodded his head and immediately headed towards the Water Mist Pavilion. He had been in the capital for a few days, and the god's spiritual eye had already copied the map into his mind. Even though Zhao Feng was going at full speed, he was still a beat slower than Empress Chen's flying carriage. A while later, a place filled with mist appeared in front of them. It wasn't far from the Rising Dragon auction. The Mistwater Pavilion was a high-end tea-gathering place in the capital. They enjoyed tea, ate, and sparred with each other. "Young master, please." The maid dressed in green waited in front of an elegant building. When Zhao Feng entered the building, there was a curtain of pearls in front of him, and he could faintly see the beauty within. Empress Chen wore a spotless and noble palace dress. Her dress dragged on the ground a few feet, making her seem noble and dignified. Her curves, waist, and peerless face seemed to be able to contain a person's entire soul. Her every frown, every smile, and every action seemed to have a mysterious power that attracted the soul. With Zhao Feng's eyesight, even a wall wouldn't be able to stop him. If he was willing, Empress Chen's beautiful dress would be useless. However, Zhao Feng had to admit that this woman's charm was too great. The more he looked at her, the better his mood became. He wanted to protect her and give her the best things. "Have you seen enough?" The sweet voice was like the sound of nature that made Zhao Feng feel as if he was being admired by a goddess. Behind the bead curtain, Empress Chen's face was calm, but there was a trace of seriousness. With her charm, even those at the true lord rank couldn't avoid it. However, this youth had a mechanical calmness and indifference when he looked at her. It was as if all he saw was a pile of flesh and a pile of data. No, Zhao Feng spoke the truth. He had only roughly inspected Empress Chen and didn't dare to look too deeply as he wasn't sure of her level. "Shua." Empress Chen smiled and slowly got up. Zhao Feng's straightforwardness was rare in the Imperials, which was full of schemes. What Zhao Feng said was the truth. Empress Chen's charm made him feel more beautiful the more he looked at her. In this world, who didn't want to pursue beauty? Empress Chen's charm was the limitless pursuit and release of beauty. From this angle, the true Tao of charm wasn't the evil Tao of lust. Voila! The pearl curtain opened and Empress Chen's beauty entered Zhao Feng's sight. A faint fragrance wafted over. "You're in all the way from the Flooding Lake City just to see me." Chapter 307. You escaped from the Flooding Lake City all the way here just to see me. Empress Chen had a smile that wasn't a smile. Her jade-like face was inches away, and every breath, action, and expression brought out her charm to the extreme. The fragrance that entered his nose was like a catalyst that made Zhao Feng's gaze pause. At this moment in time, Empress Chen was like a magnet. Any man would be pulled in uncontrollably. Zhao Feng's left eye suddenly started to glow with a faint blue, and his entire left eyeball turned dark blue. You guessed it. Zhao Feng's heart went cold as he took a light breath. It didn't matter if Empress Chen was testing him or using charm techniques. She had succeeded. Her words just then had hit Zhao Feng's weak point. Empress Chen's charm techniques also forced Zhao Feng to open his god's spiritual eye and reveal his identity. Hehe, you're indeed Zhao Feng. You flipped the Flooding Lake City upside down, and now you've come to the capital. Do you think I'm as easy to bully as Lu Qinxin? Empress Chen smiled. She was half angry and half happy, and she had an innocent and romantic look to her. Zhao Feng secretly controlled himself. Empress Chen had the appearance of tens of thousands of women, sometimes noble and holy, sometimes charming and gentle. Empress, you wouldn't hand me over to the Flooding Lake City Lord, right? Zhao Feng purposely put on a sad face as he probed. According to the news from the Iron Blood religion, the Imperials and the Flooding Lake City Lord had reached an agreement to capture Zhao Feng. Empress Chen was the representative of the Imperials. Now that she had seen through Zhao Feng's identity, what would await Zhao Feng? One thing was for sure. If Empress Chen made a move, Zhao Feng could only wait to be captured. After opening his god's spiritual eye, Zhao Feng had a rough idea of Empress Chen's strength. Her cultivation had reached the true Lord rank. The reason why Empress Chen was able to have her current status in the Imperials was because of her strength, charm techniques, and schemes. There were even rumors that she had single-handedly taken control of the court and the monarch's power. Empress Chen burst into laughter and said in a sweet tone, "Hee hee, count yourself lucky. I don't have a good relationship with the flooding Lake City Lord. Tell me, why did you come to the imperial family after fleeing thousands of miles away? What business do you have with me?" After saying that, she reached out and patted Zhao Feng's shoulder, just like the girl next door. Zhao Feng was dazed. Empress Qin's charm was truly ever-changing. She was just a mere woman, but she could act out the charm of tens of thousands of women. This gave him a sense of foreboding. This Empress Qin is able to portray the charm of countless women by herself. Moreover, this kind of acting was so natural that not a single flaw could be found. If that's the case, you can't be sure of anything she says. Zhao Feng's eyes were calm as he quickly analyzed the situation. This was Zhao Feng. The recent transformation of his god spiritual had caused his personality to become colder and more rational. At the same time, a weird light flashed through Empress Qin's eyes. This youth's mental state and composure were terrifying. She had already acted out the charm of many women and used all kinds of beauty to the limit. In this world, no matter how strong a man's mental state was, there was at least one type of woman he liked. For example, gentle, pure, cute, dignified, noble and elegant, etc. However, Empress Qin found that Zhao Feng was like a block of wood. This was the first time her charming methods had suffered such a setback. Zhao Feng didn't say anything and silently handed over his master's token to Empress Qin. Half of a jade comb and a letter. When her jade hand touched the jade comb, Empress Qin's expression changed slightly. This is... Empress Qin sunk into her memories, and a sliver of gentleness that only a young girl could have flashed across her face. Zhao Feng paused. This was the first time he had seen Empress Qin lose her composure like this. "What's your relationship with Situ Mo?" Empress Qin put away the jade pendant and slowly opened the letter. "It's my master," Zhao Feng answered. The Situ Mo that Empress Qin was talking about was the first elder of the Broken Moon clan. Empress Qin silently looked at the letter in her hand, and surprise occasionally flashed through her eyes. Zhao Feng waited silently. First Elder would definitely give him instructions in the letter. The 13 countries are too far away. Furthermore, the Canopy Great Country is split into pieces. Only if the Canopy Great Country is united will we be able to help the 13 countries. Empress Qin said solemnly. Zhao Feng wasn't surprised by this result. Your master doesn't have much hope in saving the 13 countries. His only wish is for me to help you settle down. Empress Qin smiled faintly. Whoosh! She clenched her hand and the letter shattered. Zhao Feng's expression changed. He didn't understand Empress Qin's thoughts and intentions. The woman in front of him could do thousands of things. Who knew what she was thinking? Moreover, Zhao Feng felt inexplicably uneasy. Since you're his last disciple, I won't mistreat you. How about this? I can take you in as my godson on behalf of the emperor. Empress Qin said calmly. Godson. Zhao Feng was dazed and felt that he couldn't keep up with the other's thoughts. Of course, for normal people, becoming the godson of Empress Qin and the emperor was a good thing. Thank you, Empress, for your good intentions. Zhao Feng immediately rejected. He already had a father and a mother. Having a godson out of nowhere didn't feel right. Oh well, you can stay in the capital for now. I'll immediately find the emperor and arrange things for you. If you're willing, I can recommend you to join one of the 3 clans, the Qin Sword clan. Empress Qin said with a smile. Seeing that Empress Qin was about to end the date, Zhao Feng soon thought of something else. Empress, there's something else that someone wants me to give to you personally. Zhao Feng took out a jade lotus petal. In reality, this jade petal was a part of the 3-flowered treasured lotus. The will left behind by the Water Moon pirate was hidden within it. The content of the will was for the person who obtained the Water Moon treasury to personally give this petal to Empress Qin. After refining the 3-flowered treasured lotus, Zhao Feng familiarized himself with its information. You. Empress Qin's voice started to tremble as a weird layer of red appeared on her skin and face. Wang, a faint red lotus symbol appeared on Empress Qin's forehead. Suddenly, Empress Qin felt powerless and her body turned red. She was like a woman in love who couldn't control herself. What's going on? Zhao Feng was dazed. An extremely charming and alluring woman was unable to resist at all as her jade-like body lay in front of him. Furthermore, this person was the #1 beauty in the country, Empress Qin. Any normal man would probably be unable to control themselves and do something worse than an animal. Zhao Feng felt the petal on his palm suddenly become hot. Immediately following that, a fiery aura spread throughout his body and tried to drown his mental energy consciousness. At the same time, the faint red lotus symbol on Empress Qin's forehead became brighter and brighter. This beautiful concubine who had mastered the Tao of charm started to turn red, and her eyes became blurry as she struggled. However, her body instinctively made some movements. She gently took off her dress, revealing her flawless phoenix body and snow-white skin. Not good. Zhao Feng almost couldn't control himself, and his body became hot. His lower body became as hard as steel, and he wanted to immediately pounce on her. At the critical moment, in the dimension of Zhao Feng's left eye, a sliver of ice-blue water appeared in the freezing pond. Instantly, Zhao Feng's mental energy consciousness went cold, and he finally controlled his body. This water moon pirate has such a plan. Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye quickly calculated. The petal in his hand had a subtle connection with the faint red lotus symbol on Empress Qin's forehead. Through the petal, he could control Empress Qin's lust and make her unable to stop. This meant that the battle between the water moon pirate and Empress Qin 100 years ago didn't end with Empress Qin's victory. Although the water moon pirate lost, he used a secret technique from the Mystic Flower Treasured Bible to leave a move on Empress Qin. Once someone obtained the water moon treasury and took out the petal, they could do whatever they wanted to Empress Qin or even enslave her. Terrifying. What a terrifying plan. A plan from 100 years ago. Zhao Feng's heart went cold. If the water moon pirate had such a plan, then Empress Qin, who had defeated him, wouldn't be easy to deal with either. Just as Zhao Feng thought through everything, Empress Qin's powerful intent barely suppressed the faint red lotus symbol on her forehead. Men, kill him. Empress Qin's expression was cold as she ordered. However, this was her limit. Her body was limp, and she couldn't attack. Although the water moon pirate had successfully tricked Empress Qin, the latter's improvement was obvious, and she had reached the true lord rank. Sister Qin, the green-clothed beauty exclaimed as she charged into the room. The scene in front of her caused her beautiful face to pale, and she was almost lifeless. Empress Qin, who was perfect in his heart, was in front of a youth with her clothes half covered and her face red from lust. Kill him. Empress Qin's expression was cold as killing intent flashed in her eyes. This killing intent wasn't just because of the petal in Zhao Feng's hand. It was a killing intent that had been brewing for a long time. Perverted brat, how dare you plot against the Empress? Die. The green-clothed female roared as her chi of true spirit shot out and wrapped around Zhao Feng. The arrival of the green-clothed female allowed Empress Qin to let out a breath. With her personal maid here, it was enough to kill this brat. Ripples of lightning. Arcs of lightning surrounded Zhao Feng's body, and with the sound of thunder, he forcefully broke through the green-clothed female's attack. The electric ring wave was the enhanced version of the electric ring. It allowed the chain of electricity to be continuous in waves, and it could be used while moving. Wherever it passed, it would be engulfed by lightning. If it was light, it would cause numbness and lose the ability to fight. If it was heavy, it would cause one to be burnt to ashes. Not good. In order to protect the powerless Empress Qin, the green-clothed female could only withdraw part of her power and switch from offense to defense. Boom! The clash of the two at the true spirit realm instantly caused the building to shatter and dust to fly everywhere. Empress Qin and the green-clothed female's expressions changed dramatically as they watched Zhao Feng charge out of the building. The two obviously didn't expect Zhao Feng to be so strong that he could break through the blockade of the true spirit realm. Die! The green-clothed female was enraged. Because she was afraid of injuring the Empress, she couldn't go all out. Chapter 308. Zhao Feng didn't panic as he faced the green-dressed lady's counterattack. He activated his bloodline power, and the power of lightning surged, forming waves after waves of green lightning. Instantly, the surrounding area was sunken and scorched black. The power of the lightning ring contained the power of lightning that could even numb experts at the true human rank and slow them down. Furthermore, Zhao Feng had the support of the water moon pirate source of true spirit, so he didn't need to worry too much about his true force being used up. Shameless pervert. The green-clothed female was blocked by Zhao Feng's attack. More importantly, the ripple of lightning had an AoE effect and would affect Empress Qin, who was behind her. Empress Qin, this petal was left behind by the water moon pirate and wasn't my intention. Why do you want to kill me? Zhao Feng's expression was solemn. According to First Elder, he had a relationship with the person who received the letter. Even if that was the case, Empress Qin shouldn't have such strong killing intent. Men, kill him. Empress Qin's expression was cold, and she didn't explain at all. The killing intent in her eyes seemed to materialize. If it wasn't for the fact that she was affected by the jade petal in Zhao Feng's hand, she would have probably charged up and ripped Zhao Feng to shreds with her strength at the True Lord rank. Thoughts spun in Zhao Feng's mind. There were only two possibilities. 1. Empress Qin didn't care about their relationship and wanted to kill Zhao Feng for various reasons. 2. Empress Qin wasn't the person he was looking for. No matter what the situation was, the situation wasn't good for Zhao Feng. The commotion here soon alerted the other people in the water mist pavilion. I can't stay here for long. The Yin shadow cloak on Zhao Feng's back shook, and his figure became dim. He turned into a streak of lightning as he sped towards the forest on the shore. Fire! You must kill him. Pass down the order. Zhao Feng is wanted by the entire country for trying to take advantage of me. Empress Qin exclaimed. Yes, Empress. The green-clothed lady turned into a green shadow and chased after Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng's senses were extremely sharp, and his expression darkened when he heard Empress Qin's order. Damn you, Empress Qin. I respect you as an elder. Even though you were tricked by the water moon pirate, I didn't touch you at all, but you treat me like this. In reality, it wasn't easy for Zhao Feng to do what he did. Brat, you molested the princess. Die. The girl in green followed Empress Qin's order strictly. She wasn't going to capture him alive, but kill him on the spot. Oof. Zhao Feng's figure paused on the spot, his dreamy light blue hair fluttering wildly in the wind. A pair of deep blue eyes stared at the green-clothed lady. In an instant, an illusory chill seeped into the mental plane. Fire! Don't look him in the eye. Empress Qin was knowledgeable and immediately warned. Zhao Feng's psychic eye technique could be used as long as one psychic source was strong enough. The god spiritual eye contained a strong source of mental energy and could increase the power of mental energy attacks. This was why no one at the same cultivation could block Zhao Feng's eye. If the opponent avoided Zhao Feng's left eye, the power would be reduced by 40%. However, Empress Qin's warning was a bit too late. The green-clothed lady's body trembled as her eyes met with Zhao Feng's for a breath. Plop! The green-clothed lady's body was drenched in cold sweat. Her face was full of shame and fear as she fell onto the ground, unable to move like Empress Qin. This scene caused Empress Qin's expression to freeze. At the same time, Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye seemed to sense something and glanced in a few directions. 1 true mystic rank, 2 true human rank, and there will be more. Zhao Feng took a deep breath. He knew that he had no path of retreat. If it was just 1 or 2 true human ranks, he wouldn't be afraid. However, true mystic rank experts had speed and strength that surpassed his limit. Shua! He didn't stop there. Instead of retreating, he leapt towards Empress Qin. You! Empress Qin's body went numb, and her face turned red. She couldn't control herself. At this point in time, the green-clothed lady's mental energy was extremely weak, and she could only watch as Zhao Feng neared Empress Qin. Empress Qin secretly circulated her qi of true spirit. Although she had been hit by the water moon pirate's sneak attack, she was still at the true lord rank and could barely gather a wisp of qi of true spirit. As long as Zhao Feng neared, there was a high chance that she could kill him in one move. A wisp of chi of true spirit from a true lord rank could definitely suppress those at the true human rank. Furthermore, Zhao Feng wasn't at the true spirit realm. However, all of her actions were within Zhao Feng's grasp. Shua, a dark silver belt on Zhao Feng's waist, turned into a dark silver whip that wrapped around Empress Qin as if it had its own will. In the Water Moon Treasury, the value of the mystic snake blood whip was the closest to the Water Moon 4 treasures. It was extremely powerful and specialized in binding people. It could absorb the blood of powerful beings to increase its strength. Shua, Empress Qin was trapped by the mystic snake blood whip, and her blood essence was slowly being drained. If it was an ordinary transcending mortality stage cultivator, their blood essence would have been sucked dry in just 1 or 2 breaths. This meant that the wisp of chi of true spirit that she had gathered with great difficulty was interrupted. As Zhao Feng neared, the jade petal in his hand became hotter and the faint red mark on Empress Qin's forehead became brighter. The aura of the jade petal would also affect Zhao Feng. Watch her. Zhao Feng seemed to speak to the air. Meow meow. The little thieving cat jumped onto Empress Qin's shoulder and controlled the mystic snake blood whip. Wang, a 3-colored lotus appeared under Zhao Feng's feet as he grabbed Empress Qin and ran out of the canopied great country. At the same time, the sound of air being torn sounded. A true mystic rank and 2 true human rank experts had arrived. I'll kill whoever dares to come near. Zhao Feng's expression was emotionless as his left eye turned deep blue. Meow meow. The little thieving cat nodded its head and tightened its grip on the mystic snake blood whip. It was especially proficient in swindling and deceiving people. A faint mark appeared on Empress Qin's snow-white neck, and she felt uncomfortable. Stop! The expressions of the nearby true spirit realm experts changed. The scene in front of them stunned them. Empress Qin's dress was half undone, and her face was red. Her maid was covered in cold sweat and was limp on the ground, unable to move. This scene made everyone's imagination run wild. No one dared to get too close to Zhao Feng and could only maintain their distance. The speed of the 3-flowered treasured lotus under Zhao Feng's feet was extremely fast and was even faster than normal true human rank experts. Quickly notify the Imperials. Reporting to the Emperor, someone has kidnapped the Empress and is suspected to be the successor of the Water Moon Pirate. News after news spread through the air. In just half the time it took to make tea, the capital shook. Due to the rising dragon auction, there were more experts at the true spirit realm in the sky than usual. Oh my god, am I seeing things? Someone's kidnapped the Empress? 3-flowered treasured lotus. He's probably the successor of the Water Moon Pirate. Don't get too close, or you'll be hit by the poison. The experts at the true spirit realm in the air clicked their tongues. The Water Moon Pirate's fame from 100 years ago was still there. His soft fragrance poison could kill experts at the true spirit realm and was unparalleled under the true lord rank. Zhao Feng held Empress Qin hostage and passed through the capital city walls. Right at this moment, a powerful aura of the true spirit realm spread through the air. Lightning seemed to crackle in the air, and the heaven-earth yuan, chi, started to become restless. Ignorant brat, why aren't you giving up? A cold voice, like a bolt of lightning, reverberated in the void above their heads, like the decree of a god. True lord rank. At this moment in time, countless experts near the city walls held their breaths as their hearts jumped. Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye caught the movement of the heaven-earth yuan chi. True lord rank. No, it's probably at the half-step origin core realm. He took a deep breath and scanned his surroundings, but didn't find any traces. The more critical the moment, the faster Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye twitched. His left eye could see through 100 li of space, and he could roughly tell that the being who had spoken was still a distance away from him. If anyone comes within 50 miles of me, I'll kill them immediately or do some beastly things in front of everyone. Zhao Feng's face turned cold, and he temporarily ignored the vast energy in the air. Everyone retreat. Empress Qin's expression finally changed. She came from the Tao of Charm, and if her reputation was destroyed, then the 100 years of foundation she had built in the Imperials would be gone. Furthermore, there were some people in the Imperials that wanted to kill her. At this point in time, everything within 50 miles of Zhaofeng was cleared out by the Imperial forces. The upper echelon of the Imperials, the Emperor, elders, and generals all arrived. At this moment in time, the entire capital shook. Don't hurt Qin. The Emperor of the Canopy Great Country was a bulky middle-aged man with brown hair. Seeing Zhao Feng hold Empress Qin hostage, his heart ached, and he immediately ordered everyone near Zhao Feng to be cleared out. Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye scanned across the 50 miles radius, and his expression went grim. In the northeast corner, one person on the tree, two people in the clouds for people in the lake. His targets were at least at the half-step true spirit realm. Following his words, the imperial family was in a state of shock. Although they had retreated their pursuers on the surface, they still sent people in the dark to start the rescue plan. However, Zhao Feng's eyes were like torches. Within 50 miles, he could even see a mosquito, let alone a person. This brat's eye bloodline is terrifying. Retract all our spies. The Emperor of the Canopy Great Country said helplessly. The other elders, generals, and ministers looked at each other helplessly. Empress Qin's position in the Imperials was extremely high, and the Emperor was extremely in love with her. Who would have thought that Zhao Feng, a youth that hadn't even reached the true human rank, would be able to hold Empress Qin hostage? One had to know that Empress Qin's true cultivation had reached the true lord rank, but she cultivated the Tao of charm and didn't specialize in battle. Even so, she could crush anyone under the true spirit realm. Back then, even the Water Moon Pirate had lost to her. What was even more terrifying was his eye bloodline. It could see through space, and all schemes couldn't be hidden from him. Right at this moment, the heaven-earth yuan qi in the air started to gather, and a true spirit realm aura reached a level that could shake the heavens and earth. This aura seemed to rule the heavens and earth, and when it descended, everything bowed. Grand Elder, the Imperials, including the Emperor of the Canopy Great Country, all bowed down as if he was a god. Chapter 309. Grand Elder. Joy flashed through Empress Qin's eyes. With the Grand Elder's cultivation at the half-step origin core realm, he had many methods to save her even from dozens of miles away. With just a thought from him, he could make normal true human rank cultivators break down and surrender. At this point in time, the aura of a half-step origin core realm filled the air within 100 miles. The heaven-earth yuan qi could be sensed and condensed, creating all sorts of phenomena. An old man holding an ancient wooden staff had appeared near the city walls. His face was full of wrinkles, and he had a cold expression. Greetings, Grand Elder. Greetings, Grand Elder Longmu. The experts at the true spirit realm, including the Canopy Great Country's Emperor, all bowed respectfully. The Canopy Great Country's Imperials had lasted for tens of thousands of years in the northern continent and ruled over the world in name. Naturally, they had peerless experts. The Grand Elder, Longmu, was such an existence. Grand Elder, as long as you make a move, that brat won't be able to resist at all. The Canopy Great Country's Emperor said eagerly. No one doubted the Grand Elder's strength. That brat's bloodline isn't simple. Mental energy pressure isn't enough to stop him. Not only that, but his pet cat is also different. Elder Longmu squinted his eyes and stared into the distance, but he didn't make any rash moves. Empress Qin's status and influence in the Imperials could be ranked in the top 3, and her cultivation had reached the true lord rank. There were only a few experts like her in the entire Imperials. More importantly, Empress Qin was the bridge between the Imperials and the Liu family. The reason why the main Liu family supported the Imperials was because of Empress Qin's influence and contributions. If they lost the Liu family support, the Imperials' power and influence would be greatly reduced and might even be suppressed by the Iron Blood religion. Dozens of miles away, in this dangerous situation, Zhao Feng didn't panic too much. The little thieving cat controlled the mystic snake blood whip to restrain Empress Qin, and the pressure of the half-step origin core realm didn't affect it much. Meow meow. The little thieving cat even bared its teeth and made a face. These movements naturally did not escape the powerful senses of the Supreme Elder, Dragonwood. Zhao Feng's calm and composed expression also fell into Elder Longmu's spiritual sense. Little guy, let go of the princess and surrender. You still have hope. Elder Longmu's voice was cold and vast. It was like the decree of a god, causing one's mind to tremble and feel like it was on the verge of collapse. It was as if the slightest bit of disobedience would cause one to be consigned to eternal damnation. Zhao Feng's left eye flashed with an icy blue light. His mind shook for a moment before becoming as steady as a rock. In the dimension of his left eye, there was only a slight ripple in the pond. The god spiritual eye's true source of mental energy was unfathomable, but most of its power couldn't be used by Zhao Feng. However, this would also give Zhao Feng a passive state. He would be able to greatly weaken or even become immune to mental attacks. In a one-on-one fight, Elder Long Mu could kill Zhao Feng with a flick of his finger, but his psychic power was not strong enough to make Zhao Feng surrender. The situation isn't so simple. If it's just this brat, I have many other methods. Elder Long Mu's gaze looked into the distance with a solemn expression. Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye could see through dozens of miles and see what was happening near the city walls. On the three-flowered treasured lotus, Empress Qin's face was red, but her breathing calmed down. She was, after all, an expert at the True Lord rank, and was able to suppress the faint red mark on her forehead. The Mystic Peach seal counters females and is a secret technique of the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible. However, the Water Moon Pirate still underestimated my improvement. Empress Qin's expression didn't change. She was waiting for her body to adapt to the power of the Mystic Peach seal. As long as she recovered 10 to 20% of her chi of true spirit, she would be able to counterattack. However, the pressure Empress Qin faced wasn't just that. Zhao Feng's mystic snake blood whip had trapped Empress Qin and was slowly absorbing her blood essence. Various factors limited Empress Qin's recovery speed. Zhao Feng, are you interested in listening to a story? Do you want to know why I wanted to kill you? Empress Qin's beauty was enough to move one's soul. Even Zhao Feng's heart couldn't help but speed up. Although the god spiritual, I allowed his emotions to become more rational and calm. The pursuit of beauty was an instinct of all living beings. Sure, Zhao Feng nodded his head with interest. Empress Qin was slowly adapting to the Mystic Peach seal, and Zhao Feng could sense it. Once upon a time, there was a sage that took in 3 female disciples. The first disciple chose the Tao of life, the second chose the Tao of charm, and the third chose the Tao of entertainment. Back then, the 3 disciples were all at the age of flowers, but at that moment, they all walked different paths. Empress Qin started to reminisce about the past and revealed a rare look of innocence. Due to the distance, no one heard the conversation between Zhao Feng and Empress Qin apart from Elder Longmu. I've heard of this story before. Zhao Feng nodded his head faintly. The wise man made different inheritance plans for his 3 disciples and brought them to different places to roam. One of the female disciples met a young genius in a faraway village and fell in love with him for a short period of time. But in the end, she left the remote mountain village and returned to the bustling metropolis for the sake of her inheritance and her great career. She lived a wonderful life. Speaking up to here, Empress Qin's smile paused. Zhao Feng obviously knew that the female disciple was Empress Qin. The faraway village was the 13 countries of Cloud. That's the first reason why I want to kill you. Empress Qin said expressionlessly. Zhao Feng's heart shook slightly. This Empress Qin was even more heartless than he had imagined. But thinking about it, this was normal. No matter how much First Elder had sacrificed, it was all in the past. The current Empress Qin stood at the top of the country, and her life wasn't far away. There wasn't much contact between the two. On the other hand, First Elder was just a lover of Empress Qin when she was young, a lover that came from a small village. How could she, who had already become an empress, allow her past lover to enter her life, even if he was her lover's disciple? Therefore, when she found out that Zhao Feng was First Elder's disciple, Empress Qin was filled with killing intent, but she hesitated. The second reason is that you and Lu Qinxin are fated to be married. Eldest senior sister had inherited the Tao of fate and had risked her life to change her fate. You're the key. Coldness flashed in Empress Qin's eyes. Zhao Feng was speechless. He didn't think that there would be such a relationship. Empress Qin and his fiancée, Lu Qinxin, were on opposite sides. This meant that Zhao Feng was once again pushed to the opposite side of Empress Qin. Originally, I only wanted to calm you down first, and then secretly kill you without anyone knowing. But I didn't expect that you would inherit the Water Moon Pirate's last wish. You came with the mystic peach blossom seal and triggered the hidden danger in my body. Empress Qin snickered coldly. Hearing this, Zhao Feng shook his head and smiled. It's probably not just a hidden danger. Those that wield the mystic peach blossom seal are strong enough and can even enslave you. Empress Qin remained silent and didn't deny it. Zhao Feng's relationship with First Elder and Lu Qinxin was a potential problem in the future, but it wasn't fatal right now. Back at the Water Mist Pavilion, Empress Qin didn't dare to make a move. It wasn't until Zhao Feng took out the mystic peach blossom seal that she revealed her killing intent. Water Moon Pirate, I don't even know if you've helped me or harmed me. Zhao Feng sighed in his heart. Empress Qin fell into silence, and calmness filled her eyes. At this moment in time, her chi of true spirit had unknowingly recovered to 10%, but she pretended that she didn't notice. If she made a move now, she might be able to escape, but she couldn't guarantee that she could kill Zhao Feng. Ha! Zhao Feng condensed a petal of lightning in his palm and slammed it towards Empress Qin. At the same time, the little thieving cat's mystic snake blood whip tightened. The 10% of Empress Qin's chi of true spirit was shattered by Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat's combined attack. Her delicate body turned limp and powerless again, and her face turned bright red. Zhao Feng estimated the distance and found that he was 100 miles away from the capital. Grand Elder Long Mu, as well as several other experts, followed closely behind. Long Mu was silent and didn't make a move. Greetings, Lord Tiemo. Zhao Feng smiled as he looked towards a mountain dozens of miles away, and a blood-colored token inlaid with gold appeared in his hand. Metal blood gold Lord token. Chiu. The blood-colored medallion turned into a ray of blood-colored light that shone with a brilliant golden light. Haha, I was going to watch the show, but you found out. A long laugh came from the abyss. In the next instant, it was a palanquin forged from gold and iron, with the pattern of a blood dragon and a sword crossing each other. It was sinister and domineering. Four true human rank bearers slowly floated towards Zhao Feng. Golden spear blood, dragon palanquin. The expressions of the experts from the imperial family changed at the same time. Elder Long Mu's eyebrows furrowed. In the Canopy Great Country, there weren't many people that didn't know about the golden spear blood dragon palanquin. Even if they didn't know about it, they would know about its legends. Golden Spear Blood Dragon Palanquin, Deputy Patriarch of the Iron Blood religion. Empress Qin's expression tightened and her calm expression became solemn for the first time. Before, no matter how bad the situation was, she didn't have this expression. Tiemo, are you going to protect this brat? Elder Long Mu's cold voice shook everything within dozens of miles. Countless beings were deathly silent. The blood-haired Tiemo walked out of the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Palanquin and went to help Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng is an esteemed guest of the Iron Blood religion. If it wasn't for Empress Qin, he wouldn't have put himself in danger. Tiemo snickered coldly. Although his cultivation was slightly weaker than Elder Long Mu's, he didn't back down. After refining the wheel of light and darkness, Tiemo was even more confident. Let go of Empress Qin and treat today's matter as a misunderstanding. Otherwise, you won't be able to escape unscathed from the frenzied attacks of us true Lord ranks. Elder Long Mu's expression was slightly ugly. By saying this, he had already made a big concession. Okay, let her go. After coming to an agreement, the blood-haired Tiamat was very decisive. Zhao Feng nodded his head and kicked towards Empress Qin without saying anything else. Chapter 310. Zhao Feng nodded his head expressionlessly and kicked the beauty Empress Qin. This action made the blood-hair colored man dazed. The Grand Elder's pupils constricted. The upper echelon of the Imperials were all stunned. Did Zhao Feng have a heart of stone? How could he be so cold and kick the #1 beauty of the great country? Furthermore, Empress Qin was an elder to him. However, the situation wasn't so simple. Just as Zhao Feng kicked out, a cold light flashed in Empress Qin's eyes and the redness on her face recovered. A multicolored chi of true spirit rose from her body and spun around before leaping toward Zhao Feng. Empress Qin's counterattack. Unknowingly, Empress Qin had regained control of 10 to 20% of her chi of true spirit. At this critical moment, she counterattacked. "Watch out!" The blood-hair-colored Tiamat exclaimed. He was on his way to help Zhao Feng and didn't have time to interfere. After killing Zhao Feng and destroying the mystic peach flower seal, I'll be able to recover my full strength at the True Lord rank and won't need to be too scared of the Deputy Patriarch of the Iron Blood religion. When the Grand Elder and company arrive, we'll have a chance to kill the Deputy Patriarch. Killing intent flashed in Empress Qin's eyes as the multicolored chi of true spirit leapt toward Zhao Feng. This was a shocking turn of events. Once Empress Qin succeeded, not only would Zhao Feng die, the situation of the great country would also change. Brilliant, indeed worthy of being the Empress. The eyes of the Imperials lit up as they praised. However, what was even more interesting was that the instant Empress Qin attacked, Zhao Feng kicked out. His kick was even faster than Empress Qin's. The two were both on the 3-flowered treasured lotus, and the difference couldn't be made up with cultivation. Furthermore, Zhao Feng wasn't fighting alone. He had the little thieving cat. Meow meow. The little thieving cat bared its teeth. Although the mystic snake blood whip was pushed away by Empress Qin's powerful chi of true spirit, it decisively let go of the mystic snake blood whip and swiped at Empress Qin. Bang! Right at this moment, Zhao Feng kicked out and clashed with Empress Qin. Pung! Zhao Feng harumphed and almost spat out a mouthful of blood. However, this kick contained the power of lightning and the water moon pirate source of true spirit, which made Empress Qin freeze and retreat. At this point in time, Empress Qin could only use 10 to 20% of her strength, and Zhao Feng had taken the initiative, so she obviously didn't have the upper hand. Pah! The little thieving cat's paw glittered with a cold light as it slapped Empress Qin's face. Chi! Empress Qin's protective chi of true spirit was torn apart, and her body was pushed out of the 3-flowered treasured lotus and fell onto the ground. A red and swollen scratch mark appeared on her dainty and beautiful jade face. Meow meow. The little thieving cat licked the blood on its paw and made a face at Empress Qin. This thieving cat. Empress Qin trembled in anger. She, the empress of a country, was slapped in the face by a little cat. Although her counterattack just then didn't succeed, it was at least on par with Zhao Feng. However, Empress Qin had underestimated the cat in front of Zhao Feng. What a powerful cat! Tiamat arrived from behind and exclaimed. Zhao Feng casually held the mystic peach blossom seal. Empress Qin's expression changed as she decisively turned back and met up with the Grand Elder and company. With the failure of her counterattack, she had to admit that she was at a disadvantage in this battle. The reason why Zhao Feng could win wasn't just because of his own intelligence, power, and courage. He wasn't fighting alone. There was still the water moon pirate behind him. Even under this situation, Empress Qin was still able to counterattack and almost flip the heavens. Even Tiamat broke out in cold sweat. With the mystic peach blossom seal, Zhao Feng had restricted Empress Qin's true lord rank battle power. Follow me into the sedan. Tiamat pulled Zhao Feng into the golden spear blood dragon sedan. At this moment in time, Grand Elder Long Mu, Empress Qin, 2 true lord ranks, and 5 true mystic ranks faced the golden spear blood dragon sedan. Elder Longmu, why don't we use this chance to kill Tiamat? As long as we kill or heavily injure him, the situation of the canopy great country will change. Everyone knows that the true Iron Blood Religion Patriarch is in deep sleep and is just a joke. Tiamat alone isn't enough to beat us all. The upper echelons of the Imperials spoke. However, only Elder Long Mu and Empress Qin had calm expressions. Empress Qin, what do you think? Elder Long Mu's gaze turned towards Empress Qin. The chance of winning is only 50-50. The Iron Blood Religion has been in the capital for many years. Everyone knows Tiamat's strength, and now that he has the Wheel of Light and Darkness, his offense and defense are perfect. Furthermore, the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Sedan is the inheritance of the Iron Blood Religion Patriarch and can ignore the attacks of those at the true human rank by 70% and those at the true mystic rank by 30%. Empress Qin didn't let hatred affect her rationality. Although there was a scratch on her face, it didn't decrease her beauty and made others feel pity for her. In reality, she was also wary of Zhao Feng's Mystic Peach Flower Seal and 3-flowered Treasured Lotus. The Mystic Peach Flower Seal countered her. The 3-flowered Treasured Lotus had 3 fragrances that could affect those at the true spirit realm. Along with the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Religion, it was like adding wings to a tiger. This meant that the success rate of the Imperial side was lower, especially for Empress Qin. The Imperials and the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Sedan faced each other, and neither side started fighting. Zhao Feng sat in the spacious Blood Dragon Sedan and felt a sense of stability. The material of the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Sedan was something that even his god's spiritual eye couldn't see through. Zhao Feng, hand over the Mystic Peach Flower Seal, and we'll let you go. The Canopy Great Country's Emperor suggested. The Imperials retract the bounty on me and don't do anything to harm me or those close to me. I'll destroy the Mystic Peach Flower Seal in 3 years. Zhao Feng said. With the Mystic Peach Flower Seal, Empress Qin would have to think twice whether she wanted to harm him or the Broken Moon Clan. The reason why they agreed on 3 years was because Zhao Feng found that the Mystic Peach Flower Seal's power was fading and wouldn't be able to threaten Empress Qin in 3 years. Okay, it's a deal. Empress Qin nodded her head. At most, she would hide for 3 years. Even if Zhao Feng returned at that time, she would think of a way to resolve the Water Moon Pirate scheme. After the two sides came to an agreement, the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Sedan was carried away by 4 true human rank porters. The Imperials watched as the Golden Spear Blood Dragon Sedan left. Grand Elder, Emperor, Empress, we're just letting him go like this. After this battle, where is the dignity of our Imperial family? The upper echelon of the Imperials couldn't hold it in anymore. A measly youth at the Ascended Realm had kidnapped the Empress in front of everyone and had to watch him leave. This was a heavy blow to the Imperial's reputation. A little impatience will spoil great plans. The Iron Blood Religion's influence is slightly higher than ours. The scariest thing is that their sect master, whose fate is unknown. The Grand Elder shook his head faintly. We admit that the Iron Blood Religion's patriarch is strong. Several hundred years ago, he participated in the attack on the Scarlet Moon Religion and was an expert of the same generation as the Scarlet Moon Religion. But now, several hundred years have passed, and normal sovereigns only have a lifespan of 500 to 800 years. The Iron Blood Religion's patriarch was heavily injured and said that he's in seclusion. I suspect that he's already dead. Even if he's still alive, his strength isn't enough, or else the Iron Blood Religion would have conquered the country long ago and become a 1-star sect. A brown-haired elder at the true Lord rank said unhappily, First Elder of Mercury, your words aren't without reason. However, this is a strange time for the Northern Continent, Middle Continent, and the 10 Great Clans. Grand Elder Long Mu smiled faintly. Hearing up to here, everyone fell into thought. You're talking about the Sacred True Dragon Gathering? The eyes of the crowd flickered. You should know how big the Sacred True Dragon Gathering is. This happened once every 10 years, and only enough true dragon geniuses and luck could attract the 4 great inheritances. In the last 10,000 years, The Heaven's Legacy Inheritance has appeared once. The Seven Sword Inheritance has appeared twice, and the other inheritances have appeared almost 100 times. The Grand Elder paused slightly. The sacred True Dragon Gathering is a great fortune for the Azure Flower Continent to connect with the inheritances. The 10 great clans, great countries, and sovereigns at the Origin Core realm all have a spot. This concerns the future of the great country. If one can enter the inheritances and take out some powerful weapons and techniques, it'll be enough to change the fate of the great country. Empress Qin smiled and nodded her head with expectation in her eyes. Within the Golden Spear Blood Dragon sedan. Thank you, Deputy Patriarch, for helping me. Zhao Feng was filled with gratefulness. This time, he used the Iron Blood Gold Lord token to return a favor to the Iron Blood religion. The blood-hair-colored Tiamat inspected him for a while. Zhao Feng, I underestimated your potential and courage. The Imperials, Liu family, and even Qin Sword Palace are all enemies with you. Where do you plan to go? Hearing this, Zhao Feng was slightly puzzled. He had already completed the mission his master gave him. The result was that not only was he not arranged by the master, he was also killed. I've offended the Flooding Lake City Lord and the Imperials. Where should I go? Zhao Feng was indeed puzzled. He had nowhere to put down his roots. Return to the 13 countries? The situation wouldn't be any better than here. On the contrary, the Canopy Great Country was rich in resources and opportunities. If you're willing, I can promote you to be the Iron Blood Religion's division leader. The territory under you is equivalent to the population of a small country. Tiamat obviously admired Zhao Feng. He had basically repaid Zhao Feng's favor, and he was still throwing out an olive branch, offering to make Zhao Feng a branch leader. This meant that if Zhao Feng wanted to, the territory he controlled would be the same as the territory of the Cloud Country. It could be said to be a force to be reckoned with. In the Iron Blood religion, only those at the true mystic rank had the right to be a division leader. From this, one could see how much Tiamat valued him. What was even more strange was that Zhao Feng had nowhere to go and was in a state of confusion and danger. Sure, I'm willing to join the Iron Blood religion. Zhao Feng agreed. Chapter 3:11. Zhao Feng agreed without hesitation. In the Canopy Great Country, he didn't have a foothold. In the 13 countries, he didn't even have a place to stay. Right now, he was like a duckweed without roots, drifting aimlessly. Ever since the end of the Alliance Banquet, Zhao Feng was at the lowest point of his life. After entering the Great Country, he was chased by the major forces. This could be said to be the worst period of his life. Since the Iron Blood religion had helped Zhao Feng, even if it was a wicked force, Zhao Feng wouldn't reject it. After going through so many ups and downs, he no longer had a clear distinction between good and evil, right and wrong. Furthermore, in Zhao Feng's heart, there was another wish. Once he had enough strength, he would kill his way back to the 13 countries and change the situation of his home and clan. Zhao Feng, the reason I appreciated you before was because of your special eye bloodline. However, you escaped from the Flooding Lake City, won the battle in the Watermoon Treasury, and now kidnapped Empress Qin and escaped unscathed. I have a higher opinion of your talent, potential, and courage. The blood-hair-colored man, Tiamat's smile, was mysterious. Zhao Feng's heart jumped. He didn't think that all his actions hadn't escaped the Iron Blood religion's sight. Running away from the wedding and kidnapping the princess were both sensational events. The Watermoon Treasury was in a very remote area and hadn't been there for long. For the Iron Blood religion to be able to find the truth so quickly, their power couldn't be underestimated. There's another great fortune that I'm inviting you to join the Iron Blood religion. Maybe you can try it. The blood-hair-color man paused. Great fortune? Zhao Feng was very sensitive to these words. He could be sure that the Watermoon Treasury wasn't a great fortune in Tiamat's eyes. Of the Watermoon 4 treasures, only the 3-flowered treasured lotus could enter his eyes. That's the largest sacred true dragon gathering of the Azure Flower Continent. Every genius that participates in the sacred true dragon gathering will attract the providence of the continent. The geniuses that participate will come from all over the continent, and every one of them is a prodigy of the heavens. The blood-hair, colored man said, "Sacred true dragon gathering." Back when Zhao Feng was in the 13 countries, he had read about the true dragon geniuses in some ancient records. He didn't think that the true source would be here. The 13 countries of cloud were too far away, and many of them were isolated from the outside world. This was normal. The sacred true dragon gathering is the stage of the entire continent, and the eyes of the entire continent will be gathered here. For the majority of geniuses, even if they could only show their skills on stage, they would have no regrets. Unfortunately, most geniuses don't even have the qualifications to participate. The crimson-haired man could not help but sigh. Zhao Feng was speechless. How many geniuses were there in the entire continent? According to Empress Qin's example, the cloud country that Zhao Feng lived in was a remote village. Above the village, there were towns, cities, and capitals. A village like Zhao Feng, Xian Wuheng, Beimua, Cangya, Zhao Yufei, Lin Tong. How many of these geniuses were there in the continent? How many of them were stronger than this one? Thinking up to here, Zhao Feng couldn't help but become excited, and the blood in his body started to boil. Tiamat saw the change in Zhao Feng's expression and smiled. Holding the sacred true dragon gathering gathers enough providence, and there's a chance to connect with the inheritances. For example, the Heaven's Legacy Inheritance and Seven Sword Inheritance. Of course, these inheritances are extremely rare, especially the Heaven's Legacy Inheritance, which only appears once every 10,000 years and has a 1 in 100 chance. Through the sacred true dragon gathering, there's a chance to connect with the inheritances outside. Zhao Feng understood. The sacred true dragon gathering attracted the attention of the entire continent. The 10 great clans, great countries, and sects would probably all send their geniuses to participate. If one could participate in the sacred true dragon gathering, it meant that they could fight with geniuses from all over the continent. Will there be a chance to meet the geniuses of the 13 countries or the Iron Dragon Strong country? Zhao Feng suddenly had a thought. According to normal thinking, the possibility wasn't high. The 13 countries were too far away, and the Iron Dragon Strong country might have a chance. However, thinking about it, the 13 cloud countries might have already become part of the Iron Dragon country's territory. This situation was not certain. Zhao Feng didn't know that the reason why First Elder was able to send him far away was because he had connections with the elders of the other clans. Deputy Patriarch, do you want me to participate in the sacred true dragon gathering? Zhao Feng suppressed the excitement in his heart. Fighting with all the geniuses of the continent and having a chance to step out of the continent and enter the inheritances was definitely something worth looking forward to and excited about. Zhao Feng, you're overestimating yourself. Although your bloodline, potential, courage, and other aspects are all perfect, with your skill, even if you enter the sacred true dragon gathering, it would be not bad if you could enter the top 1,000. If you can't reach the top 100, you won't have much value to the Iron Blood religion. A playful smile appeared on the blood-haired man's lips. Zhao Feng paused slightly. He didn't have the right to participate in the sacred true dragon gathering. You've always stayed in a small village and underestimated the peak geniuses of the continent. In the 10 great clans, a small number of core disciples have reached the true spirit realm at your age, and it's not rare. Some of the truly monstrous geniuses have reached the second level of the true mystic rank, and their masters are even at the origin core realm. The blood-haired man's following words were a blow to Zhao Feng. The strongest geniuses of the continent had talent and body that surpassed the 13 countries. Maybe Zhao Yufei could be compared to them. In terms of resources, even the Canopy Great Country surpassed the 13 countries. On the other hand, the 10 great clans were one level higher than the Iron Blood religion and the Imperials. The 10 great sects, which had a long history, even destroyed the Scarlet Moon religion. What was more terrifying was that a small number of geniuses were disciples of sovereigns. Talent, resources, masters, competition, whether it was in terms of birth or environment, they all surpassed Zhao Feng. In this sort of situation, Zhao Feng's immense confidence was finally somewhat diminished. Although you can challenge and win against those at the true human rank, when you were at the half-step true spirit realm. But in the past sacred true dragon gathering, there were occasionally those with higher cultivation. For example, the Sword Saint Yi Wuxie from several hundred years ago defeated someone at the late stages of the true human rank when he was only at the early stages of the true human rank and won first place. Tiamat's smile was thick. In reality, with Zhao Feng's current strength, it would be no problem for him to participate in the sacred true dragon gathering. It was just that he wouldn't be able to get a good ranking. He was purposely beating Zhao Feng up to temper his temperament and put even more pressure on him. The sacred true dragon gathering will be held in half a year, and the Iron Blood religion has many seeds. If you have the chance to reach the true spirit realm in the next half a year, it shouldn't be a problem for you to participate in the sacred true dragon gathering. Tiamat said, "I understand." Zhao Feng faintly nodded his head. Under normal situations, with Zhao Feng's current cultivation, it wasn't very likely for him to reach the true spirit realm in half a year. But don't forget that Zhao Feng's mental energy level was very high, and he had the water moon pirate source of true spirit. Tiamat could sense Zhao Feng's mental energy level, but he couldn't sense the water moon pirate source of true spirit that was sealed by the heaven's legacy inheritance. From Tiamat's point of view, Zhao Feng had a 30 to 40% chance of reaching the true spirit realm in half a year. In reality, Zhao Feng was 90% confident. The golden spear blood dragon sedan flew in the air for several thousand miles before landing in a large valley. The golden spear blood dragon sedan had the ability to fly, and the 4 sedan bearers were only there to help the deputy patriarch. This valley was guarded by a large array that was more than 10 times the size of the Broken Moon clans. In the depths of the valley, there was a deep and spacious palace built in the valley and caves. This was the headquarters of the Iron Blood religion, and although it wasn't as big as the capital, its defense was extremely strong. Greetings, Deputy Patriarch. When the Golden Spear Blood Dragon sedan landed, the members of the Iron Blood religion from the Ascended Realm to the True Spirit Realm all bowed. Zhao Feng followed the blood-hair, colored man out of the Iron Blood religion and attracted countless gazes. Who's this brat? How can he ride the Golden Spear Blood Dragon sedan with the Deputy Patriarch? The members of the Iron Blood religion were secretly surprised. Half the time it took to make tea later, the blood-hair, colored man and Zhao Feng entered a grand palace. Tiamat called for a simple meeting, attended by a protector, several elders, and other higher-ups. Zhao Feng recognized the wrinkled elder in ancient robes. It was the protector who warned him when he first entered the capital. This youth is the one who kidnapped Empress Qin, Zhao Feng. The blood-hair, colored deputy patriarch gave a simple introduction. The cultivation of the upper echelon of the Iron Blood religion were all above the true mystic rank, and some were even at the peak of the true mystic rank. One of the regulations elders was a white-haired female whose cultivation had reached the true lord rank, and her authority was only below the deputy patriarch. After the introduction, Zhao Feng got to know some of the upper echelons present. Of course, the Iron Blood religion was spread across a large area, and not all of the upper echelons were present. Just this alone made Zhao Feng click his tongue. Even the 13 clans and the 2 strong countries combined probably won't be the Iron Blood religion's match. Zhao Feng thought in his heart, Patriarch, you're going to give him the title of chapter leader? This isn't a small matter. Most chapter leaders are either experts at the true mystic rank or peak true human rank. But for such a young man with insufficient cultivation to control the situation, I'm afraid it's a little inappropriate. The white-haired woman, who was also the enforcement elder, raised her doubts. According to what Zhao Feng knew, although Tiamat was the deputy patriarch of the Iron Blood religion, he wasn't much different from the patriarch. No one knew if the patriarch was dead or alive, and there were rumors that he was in a deep sleep. All in all, the real patriarch usually didn't exist. The regulations elder's cultivation had reached the true lord rank, and she was the only one present who dared to question the deputy patriarch's decision. The rest of the people also chimed in. A chapter leader had a lot of weight in the Iron Blood religion and was in charge of an area. In the Imperials, it was equivalent to a marquis. I've made my decision. The blood-hair-colored deputy patriarch's expression didn't change, and he didn't even explain. He had a sense of authority. Chapter 3:12. I made up my mind. Iron Blood Religion, the Grand Meeting Hall. The white-haired disciplined elder and the others were startled by the vice sect master's decision to go against the crowd's objections. Most of the time, the deputy patriarch would listen to the elders and protectors' suggestions. Furthermore, the upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion respected the deputy patriarch very much. Sometimes, even if the deputy patriarch did things his way, the results would prove that he was right, especially when it came to using people. The blood-hair-colored deputy patriarch's eyes were very good at reading people. However, this time, everyone looked at each other. The Iron Blood Religion has never had such a young chapter leader. This Zhao Feng is only 16 or 17 years old. According to some places, he isn't even an adult yet. The protector with a wrinkled face in an ancient robe thought to himself. Last time at the Canopy Great Capital, he had sent a letter to Zhao Feng and knew about this youth's background and information. Even the protector in ancient robes had his doubts about the deputy sect master's arrangements. However, since the deputy patriarch had made the decision, no one dared to object. Just like this, Zhao Feng became the youngest chapter leader in the history of the Iron Blood Religion. The upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion sighed and questioned. Deputy Patriarch, what do you plan to put Zhao Feng? The white-haired regulations elder didn't continue to object and instead changed the topic. Which chapters don't have a leader right now? Tiamat said casually. The Thousand Water chapter and Eternal Sky chapter both don't have a chapter leader. The Thousand Water chapter is slightly closer to the headquarters, and the two vice chapter leaders are strong, but the position of the chapter leader hasn't been decided yet. The Eternal Sky chapter is further away, and the old chapter leader just passed away. The white-haired female said, put Zhao Feng in the Thousand Water chapter. Tiamat didn't have time to think. Hearing this, the expressions of the upper echelon changed once more. The Thousand Water chapter was closer to the capital and the headquarters of the Iron Blood Religion. The deputy patriarch's arrangement could obviously take care of Zhao Feng. However, the two vice division masters of the Thousand Water division, Yun Sha and Chun Mingjin, aren't easy to deal with. Their combat strength is formidable, and they're eyeing the position of division master covetously. Especially Yun Sha. He is arrogant and unruly. The white-haired woman's lips curled into a smile as she thought of this. The Thousand Water branch was slightly closer to the capital, so the area it was stationed in was slightly more prosperous. It was much more attractive than some of the more remote branches. Correspondingly, the competition at the Thousand Water division was intense. There were many experts overseeing the division, and the factions were complicated. Tiamat didn't seem to think too much and directly appointed Zhao Feng as the Thousand Water branch master. You can rest in the headquarters for half a month. When the time comes, I will arrange for a capable assistant to go with you. Tiamat secretly transmitted his voice to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng nodded, took the branch leader's token, and temporarily entered the headquarters. Given this child's strength and experience, it will be difficult to control the Thousand Water division master. With Yun Sha and Chun Mingjin's personalities, they definitely won't submit to such a young and weak chapter master. The upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion sent off Zhao Feng's figure with their eyes, and a playful smile appeared on their lips. They were certain that Zhao Feng wouldn't last long as the Thousand Water chapter master. Next, let's discuss the progress of the Sacred True Dragon gathering. Tiamat changed the topic. Iron Blood Religion. In an elegant palace, the walls and ceiling were embedded with bright jewels that were bright and beautiful. Being a chapter master, Zhao Feng was a member of the upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion, and his treatment was extraordinary. He sat cross-legged and merged his consciousness into the second floor of the lightning inheritance in his mind. Back in the flooding lake city, Zhao Feng had tried the second floor of the lightning inheritance. According to the requirements, The second floor of the lightning inheritance required one to be at the true human rank. However, Zhao Feng's mental energy level was high, and with the God's spiritual eyes learning ability, he could comprehend it back then, but it was slightly difficult. Now, Zhao Feng's God spiritual eye had entered a deep sleep, and his cultivation had reached the half-step true spirit realm, so it was much easier to comprehend. In his mind, the lightning inheritance became more refined and detailed. From a macro to the micro, it slowly dissected the essence of things. This was Zhao Feng's forte. The dimension of his left, I could simulate the path and usage of various skills. Virtual flowers with lightning patterns appeared in the dimension of his left eye, appearing and disappearing one after another. While comprehending, Zhao Feng met some problems. One of them was that the power of lightning and heaven-earth yuan qi was weak unless it was a thunderstorm. Some attacks at the true spirit realm not only didn't weaken after leaving the body, they could even become stronger and last longer. This was the ability to resonate with the heaven-earth yuan qi. Under normal situations, only those at the true lord rank could merge their qi of true spirit with the heaven-earth yuan qi. Those at the true human rank could only absorb to a certain degree and didn't need enough mental energy to truly resonate. From the looks of it, my bottleneck in the second level of the lightning inheritance is restricted by my cultivation. Zhao Feng understood where the problem was. Only when the qi of half-step true spirit had completely turned into qi of true spirit would the lightning element within his body be able to interact with the heaven-earth yuan qi from the outside world. Simply put, there was only one problem, and that was to break through to the true spirit realm. As long as he broke through to the true spirit realm, Zhao Feng would have some success on the second floor of the lightning inheritance. Thinking up to here, Zhao Feng focused on cultivating and organizing what he had gained from the Watermoon Treasury and the Rising Dragon Auction. 1. The qi of half-step true spirit within Zhao Feng's body hummed with lightning. His aura was condensed, and those that came close would feel numb from lightning. The qi of half-step true spirit has been converted to 60% and is becoming slower. Zhao Feng's eyebrows furrowed. The closer one was to the limit, the harder it was. Of course, under normal situations, when the qi of half-step true spirit reached 60%, one could try to break through to the true spirit realm, but the chances weren't high. Zhao Feng released his senses, and the qi of half-step true spirit seeped out of his Bai point to sense the endless heaven-earth yuan qi in the air. The heaven-earth yuan qi was a general concept that contained all kinds of elemental yuan qi, such as lightning, wind, fire. Zhao Feng's mental energy level was comparable to the true human rank, and adding on the God's spiritual eye's strong mental energy source, he had a greater advantage than others who had broken through. Not long after, he sensed a trace of the power of lightning. The first step, Zhao Feng's qi of half-step true spirit interacted with the heaven-earth yuan qi and cleansed his true force. Even those at the ascended realm could do this, but it was very shallow. This was the basic Xiantian realm. The second step, it had reached a sufficient affinity with the power of lightning in the heaven and earth yuan qi. This step surpassed those at the ascended realm and could be done by those at the half-step true spirit realm. Some skills focused on intent, but in reality, it was to reach a certain mental energy state and have a high compatibility with the heaven-earth yuan qi. The higher the level of the skill, the stronger the compatibility. The higher the compatibility, the stronger the ability to absorb the qi of true spirit. Zhao Feng nodded his head and his heart. Through his comprehension, his understanding of the true spirit realm had also deepened. At the same time, some of the things he didn't understand in the origin core ruins had also been comprehended. As time passed, Zhao Feng's compatibility with the heaven-earth yuan qi increased. 3 days later, he attracted a small amount of lightning yuan qi and absorbed it into his body. Because of his high cultivation and the control of the God's spiritual eye, Zhao Feng's attraction to the lightning yuan qi became stronger. On the 5th day, lightning crackled in the air above Zhao Feng's hall. Those with high cultivations would find that the lightning yuan qi in this area was denser. The heaven-earth yuan qi was the basic structure of the universe. A person was only a particle. The higher the quality and quantity of heaven and earth yuan qi, the greater the level of life and the greater the power one could wield. If one's realm was high enough, even a single particle could become a supreme being in the universe, standing above all living beings. As he slowly accumulated, Zhao Feng's comprehension became deeper and deeper. The deepening of this understanding also helped to improve his mental state. On the 10th day, Zhao Feng could absorb the lightning yuan qi from the outside world to refine his body and true force. At this point in time, the true spirit realm didn't have any requirements for him. All he needed was some time. My qi of half-step true spirit has reached 80 to 90%. The most important thing is that my true force has doubled. Zhao Feng smiled as he opened his eyes. Right now, he only needed one last step to form his own source of true spirit in his dantian. As long as he succeeded, he would be an expert at the true spirit realm. Apart from this, he wasn't much different from normal experts of the true spirit realm. After completing this step, Zhao Feng felt like a fish in water when he cultivated the second level of the lightning inheritance. This was because his comprehension of the heaven-earth lightning yuan qi was stronger, and he could even attract and capture it. Chiu! Chiu! Zhao Feng raised his hand and a chain of lightning shot out, forming a half-yard-long lightning snake that flew through the air. Within a few breaths, it didn't dissipate and its power increased instead. After the lightning snake flew through the air, it circled around him 3 times without the support of true force. This was because the attack from the qi of half-step true spirit could still be sensed by Zhao Feng and attract the heaven-earth lightning yuan qi. From now on, Zhao Feng had completely entered the second level of the lightning inheritance and had even started to succeed. He then started to comprehend the various uses of the lightning inheritance, merging his movement, defense, and some powerful secret techniques. Blade of Lightning. Zhao Feng raised his hand, and lightning crackled in his palm. The lightning condensed and formed a half-yard-long blade of lightning that flickered realistically. In the past, Zhao Feng could barely create a blade of lightning that was only a meter long. It was rough and used up a lot of true force. At that moment, the lightning blade was a blade formed from fine lightning power. It possessed a sharp cutting ability. Shua! The blade of lightning flashed, and a high-grade mortal weapon next to Zhao Feng was sliced in half. The cut was scorched black, and it was still giving off smoke. What a powerful attack! It can cut through the qi of true spirit of normal true human rank cultivators. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. Chapter 3:13. Several days later, amidst the clouds, a man and a woman sat on a lotus platform surrounded by tricolored petals. The man wore a blue and white heaven luo mystic robe and had blue hair. His left eye was a faint blue, and his expression was cold as he sat cross-legged. Beside him sat a girl in a pink dress. She was beautiful and looked to be in her 20s. The girl in pink was called Dai Yi, and she was the assistant that Tiamat had sent to Zhao Feng. Her cultivation had reached the true human rank. According to Tiamat, this Dai Yi was once the servant of the mysterious patriarch. Her cultivation, age, and experience couldn't be judged on the surface. For such a special person to accompany Zhao Feng to the Thousand Water chapter, one could see how much Tiamat cared for him. Chapter leader. The Thousand Water chapter is located near the Thousand Water River. There are many rivers there, and the terrain is complicated. There are at least 100 forces there. The bigger forces include the Yun Side family, by Side family, 100 Flower chapter, etc. Daiya's voice was soft, and her aura was cute. In the Canopy Great Country, the Imperials, 3 sects and 4 families were spread across the Great Country. Even in the capital, where the Imperials were the strongest, there was still the Iron Blood religion. The situation at the Thousand Water River was the same. Apart from the Iron Blood religion, there were other forces such as the Yun Side family, by Side family, 100 Flower chapter, etc. The few factions that Dai Yi had mentioned were all well known. Ordinary clans and sects weren't included in this list. In the past dozens of years, the Iron Blood religion was the strongest in the Thousand Water River area, just like the Flooding Lake Lu family. If it was before the Flooding Lake City Lord reached the true Lord rank, Zhao Feng's current position would be on par with the Flooding Lake Lu family head and the City Lord. Of course, the Flooding Lake Lu tribe was considered one of the stronger sub-tribes, dominating an area. 100 Flower Chapter? Zhao Feng was only slightly interested in one of the forces. The 100 Flower Chapter was the wicked clan that the Water Moon Pirate came from. After the death of the Water Moon Pirate, the 100 Flowers Gate gradually declined, but even so, it was still on par with the Yun and Bai families. The 100 Flowers Gate can be ranked in the top 5 of the Thousand Water River region. It is an evil sect that occasionally harms the beautiful women of the various clans and sections. Daiya's expression was obedient. Her bright eyes flashed as she carefully sized up the youngest leader in the history of the Iron Blood religion. This time, Zhao Feng had broken the record as the leader of the Iron Blood religion. Firstly, he was only 16 or 17 years old, not even considered an adult. Secondly, his cultivation had not reached the true spirit realm. This youth was quiet and indifferent the entire way. He was often immersed in cultivation and comprehension. Sometimes, it was Dai Yi who injected the qi of true spirit into the 3-flowered treasured lotus to make it fly. Not long after, Zhao Feng had a general understanding of the situation in the Thousand Water River region. What I need to pay attention to after arriving at the Thousand Water Division? Zhao Feng humbly asked for guidance. On the surface, the Thousand Water chapter has a total of 6 experts at the true spirit realm. Amongst them, the 2 vice-chapter leaders, Yun Sha and Chun Mingjun, have the strength of the peak true human rank. When the 2 teamed up, they had once defeated experts at the true mystic rank. These 2 are looking forward to the position of chapter leader, and Dai Yi is worried that they won't accept you. Dai Yi didn't hide these unfavorable factors for Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng couldn't help but rub his forehead. From the looks of it, the pressure of the Thousand Water chapter leader wasn't small. The most important thing right now was to reach the true spirit realm as soon as possible. This way, the pressure would be smaller. The 3-flower treasured lotus flying speed was extremely fast and was close to normal true mystic ranks. The downside was that even if the 3-flower treasured lotus was fully opened, it could only fit 2 or 3 people. However, the downside was that the 3-flowered treasured lotus defense, speed, and support abilities were extremely strong. It was currently Zhao Feng's most precious treasure. After that, Zhao Feng studied the map of the Thousand Water River. In the end, Zhao Feng saw the transverse water stronghold in a complicated area. So the transverse water stronghold and 100 Flower chapter are both around the Thousand Water River. Zhao Feng's heart moved. Half a month later, Zhao Feng and Dai Yi arrived at the Thousand Water chapter. The new chapter leader instantly shook the Iron Blood religion chapter. Oomph. The new chapter leader is a brat who hasn't even grown his hair yet. You want us adults to listen to the orders of a brat? I can't understand what the main headquarters of the Iron Blood religion is thinking. The upper echelon of the Thousand Water chapter was filled with anger. The 2 vice-chapter leaders, Yun Sha and Chun Mingjun, had ugly expressions. Yun Sha was a blood-robed youth with a cold expression. He had a bloodthirsty aura that was enough to make normal, true human rank tremble. Chun Mingjun was a glamorous woman in palace attire. She looked elegant and beautiful, and her eyes flickered with uncertainty. The 2 of them looked at each other and exchanged glances. This new branch master was personally appointed by the vice sect master, and he stood above everyone else. This is the first reason. The second reason is that this brat apparently received the inheritance of the Water Moon Pirate and kidnapped Empress Qin in the capital, shocking the country. Chun Mingjun said, So what? Getting the Water Moon treasury was just luck. Kidnapping Empress Qin was just an act of desperation. If the deputy patriarch didn't help him, would he be able to escape? Yun Sha snickered coldly. It was very obvious that everyone had a deep understanding of the background and origin of this new branch leader. To the people below, they needed to understand the new branch leader's background and temper. This was to prevent a new official from trying to change his mind and getting caught in the crossfire. For the two vice chapter leaders, only by finding the weakness of the opponent would they have a chance to rise. Chen Mingjin laughed and said, "No matter what, he was personally appointed by the deputy patriarch, and his name has shaken the country. On the surface, we can't go against him, or else if word gets out." Yin Sha snickered coldly and didn't say anything. This new chapter leader had the support of the deputy patriarch, so he obviously couldn't go against him on the surface. However, he could use all kinds of methods in the dark. The new chapter leader soon descended from the sky on the 3 flowered treasured lotus. Within the Iron Blood Religion Division, everyone's eyes were locked onto the cold and emotionless blue-haired youth who was wearing the Heaven Luo mystic robe. His deep blue left eye seemed to be able to see through everything in the world, giving off an inexplicable coldness. The hearts of those in the lower echelons shook, and they instinctively avoided his gaze. This new chapter leader's gaze was too terrifying. The coldness seemed to be able to freeze the soul. Only the two vice chapter leaders didn't avoid his gaze. His eye bloodline isn't simple. Unfortunately, his cultivation is too low and his age isn't enough. Yin Sha snickered coldly. The weird thing was that next to the new chapter leader was a maid wearing a pink dress whose cultivation had reached the true human rank. Dai Yi, the most trusted maid of the Iron Blood religion leader and deputy patriarch. Chen Mingjin recognized the identity of the female attendant in a pink dress, and she couldn't help but take a deep breath and completely retract her contempt. The deputy patriarch had placed this maid next to Zhao Feng. From this, one could see how much importance he placed on the new chapter leader. "Greetings, chapter leader." When Zhao Feng showed his chapter leader token, everyone bowed down. Even those as strong as Yun Sha and Chen Mingjin had to maintain respect on the surface and bowed toward Zhao Feng. At this moment in time, Zhao Feng descended from the sky and had the feeling that he was the ruler of the world. However, he understood that this was the power that the deputy patriarch had given him. Through his God's spiritual eye, it wasn't hard for Zhao Feng to see that these people didn't respect him. On his first day, Zhao Feng first got to know the upper echelons of the Iron Blood Religion chapter. Some of the more important matters would be reported to the chapter leader by the deputy patriarch and elders. Chapter leader, recently the Yunside family's power has risen greatly and a new true human rank has appeared. Although the old patriarch is old and his true mystic rank battle power isn't enough, it's still the biggest threat to the Thousand Water chapter. Not long ago, the Yunside family caused trouble in the primal crystal mine under the control of the Thousand Water chapter and killed a person. There might be a reason for this. This subordinate suggests that we go find the Yunside family personally. Reporting to chapter leader, the 100 Flower chapter has been unusually low-key these past few months, and some of the upper echelons have hidden themselves in the forest. We suspect that this has something to do with the fan-flying bandit obtaining the Watermoon treasury. The deputy chapter leader and several elders all presented some matters. Zhao Feng's brow furrowed. To him, these matters sounded like guesses and conspiracy theories, or perhaps they were making a mountain out of a molehill. At least in the Thousand Water chapter, there wasn't a force that dared to challenge the Thousand Water chapter. From today onwards, when I'm in seclusion, all matters will be handled by Dai Yi. Zhao Feng stood up and entered his quarters. From the looks of it, he wasn't interested in these matters. This situation made Yun Sha and Chen Mingjin rejoice. The new chapter leader didn't have much interest in power. This meant that most of the matters were still under their control. The only person that was hard to deal with was this female attendant Dai Yi. This female attendant used the name of the chapter leader to ask about the matters of the chapter leader and even question some of the mistakes. The new chapter leader's just a brat and isn't scary. The key is to deal with this female attendant. Yin Sha and Chen Mingjin's thoughts turned to Dai Yi. Not only was Dai Yi Zhao Feng's assistant, she was also the deputy patriarch's trusted female attendant. Zhao Feng, on the other hand, was much more relaxed. He spent the majority of his time cultivating. The chi of half-step true spirit within his body was extremely pure, and its compatibility with the heaven-earth lightning yuan qi was increasing day by day. He sat down for a while, and the lightning yuan qi in the air above the hall started to gather. Breaking through to the true spirit realm wasn't hard at all for Zhao Feng. All he needed now was a period of time to condense his own source of true spirit within his dantian. The source of true spirit was the source of the qi of true spirit. At the same time, it gathered the essence of life. For the 5 days passed. The qi of half-step true spirit within Zhao Feng's body became purer and purer, and the liquid true force within his body formed the shape of raindrops. The true force within these liquid raindrops was already comparable to the qi of true spirit and was still being refined. The heaven-earth lightning yuan qi above Zhao Feng's head became denser and gathered into his body, cleansing his meridians and causing his body and qi of half-step true spirit to change. Just one last step. Zhao Feng took a deep breath, and the raindrops of true force within his body started to merge, refine, condense, and slowly revolve, as if forming a small spring. Chapter 314. Iron Blood Religion, Thousand Water Chapter. The sky above the new chapter leader's hall crackled with lightning. The lightning yuan qi in this area was abnormally active. In the end, rings of faint purple electric arcs could be seen in the sky. They interweaved like silk threads and extinguished like fireworks, forming a magnificent scene. Within a 10-mile radius, those at or above the ascended realm could feel this scene. No wonder he's someone the Deputy Patriarch has high hopes for. He's not even 17, but has reached the true spirit realm. Such a genius is rare, even in the entire Canopy Great Country. Daya's eyes twinkled. As an assistant, she protected Zhao Feng. With her many years of experience, Zhao Feng's breakthrough to the true spirit realm was abnormally smooth, and there were almost no bottlenecks. The entire process was as smooth as water flowing through a canal. The commotion of the new chapter leader had alarmed the upper echelon of the Thousand Water chapter. Yun Sha and Chun Mingzhen's expressions were slightly solemn. This Zhao Feng isn't a normal genius. Back then, we were still struggling at the sixth sky of the Ascended Realm. Furthermore, he has a specialized bloodline. Chun Mingzhen's eyebrows furrowed as she felt that the situation was troublesome. If Zhao Feng hadn't reached the true spirit realm, in their eyes, he was just an ant with a backer. On the surface, it wasn't easy to deal with him, but in the dark, they could make him retreat. However, now that Zhao Feng had reached the true spirit realm, the situation was different. Once one reached the true spirit realm, one would no longer be mortal. This sentence was also applicable in the Canopy Great Country. Once one reached the true spirit realm, their lifespan and strength would increase dramatically. If he reaches the true spirit realm, it will indeed be troublesome to deal with him. Those with bloodlines are usually stronger than others of the same cultivation, and he has the 3-flowered treasured lotus. Yinsha's expression kept changing. With their peak true human rank cultivation and powerful battle power, they didn't put normal true human rank cultivators in their eyes. However, Zhao Feng had too many things to rely on. The Deputy Patriarch's attention, his talent and potential, his unique eye bloodline, his fame that shook the country, and the treasures in his hands, all of this pushed his reputation and foundation to an even higher level. No, he had to stop him from reaching the true spirit realm. Everyone knew that every successful attempt to break through to the true spirit realm was influenced by luck, state of mind, spiritual core, and many other factors. As long as he successfully interrupts it once, the next time he wants to attack, he might not have the help of these factors, and the success rate will be greatly reduced. A trace of coldness flashed in Shui Sha's eyes. You're crazy. If the deputy sect master finds out, you'll lose a layer of skin even if you don't die. Chun Mingzhen was shocked. Humph, we can't let our own people do it. This requires external help. Shui Sha's face was cold. Borrowing external forces? Are you thinking of... A look of realization appeared on Chun Mingzhen's face. Recently, the Thousand Water Division hadn't faced any major crisis. The only problem was the dispute with the Yun branch family. The Yun branch family had charged into the Thousand Water Branch's crystal mine and killed a member of the Iron Blood branch. If that brat wants to condense his source of true spirit, he will need around 10 more days. During this time, we can deal with the Yun family's branch family and blow things up. Once the two forces go to war, in that kind of big situation, he won't be able to stay out of it. Shueisha licked his lips as a cruel expression appeared on his face. Chun Mingjin thought for a while and nodded her head faintly. She had to admit that this was the best plan. They couldn't do it themselves and needed external help. That external help was the Yun side family and the Thousand Water chapter's biggest opponent. For the next 2 days, the conflict between the Iron Blood Division and the Yun side family continued to expand. Neither side was willing to give way. The Iron Blood religion had always been tough, and since the Yun side family had killed someone, the Iron Blood religion obviously wouldn't let it go. This was the Iron Blood religion's way of doing things. Less than 3 days later, the battle between the Iron Blood religion and the Yun side family rose to another level. At the beginning, it was only between those at the Ascended Realm and at most the half-step True Spirit Realm. Then, experts at the True Human rank joined the battle. The two sides clashed, and a few small skirmishes occurred which became more and more intense. On the 5th day, Shueisha and Chun Mingjin also joined the battle and killed a True Human rank from the Yun side family and heavily injured 2 others. Then, the head of the Yun side family, a true mystic rank expert, killed a True Human rank from the Iron Blood religion. The situation continued to expand. What's going on? Why is the Yun side cooperating with us? Shueisha and Chun Mingjin were both surprised. In the past, the head of the Yun side family, a true mystic rank expert, was getting old and didn't want to fight for power. Therefore, he usually tried to avoid conflict with the Iron Blood religion chapter. However, this time was extremely abnormal. First, the Yun side family killed someone. Then, the Iron Blood religion counterattacked, and the Yun side family attacked. There was no need for Shueisha and Chun Mingjin to plan. Everything was going too smoothly. Is there some sort of problem here? Why would a branch family of the Yun clan dare to clash with us? Although they have a true mystic rank expert, the two of us teaming up will win more than we lose. More importantly, our middle and lower tier instructors and spies are everywhere. Deputy Branch Leader Chun Mingjin felt uneasy. Reporting to Deputy Chapter Leader, the situation isn't good. The 100 Flower Chapter has ambushed our spies. Several female members were raped, and their corpses were thrown in front of the chapter. A member at Half-Step True Spirit Realm hurriedly reported. 100 Flower Chapter. Shueisha and Chun Mingjin's expressions changed dramatically, and their hearts dropped. In this period of time, the 100 Flower Chapter's movements have been weird, and one of the leading figures of this generation, the Fan-Flying Bandit, had obtained many benefits from the Water Moon Treasury, especially the Water Moon God Peach fan. His strength had increased dramatically. The 100 Flower Chapter specialized in ambushing and using despicable methods to work with the Yun side family would pose a great danger to the Iron Blood religion chapter. The situation isn't good. Shueisha and Chun Mingjin couldn't help but take a deep breath. On the same day, the Iron Blood religion chapter was attacked by the Yun side family and the 100 Flower Chapter. On the surface, there were many members of the Iron Blood religion. They had their own plans in the open and in the dark. However, no one would have thought that the Yun side family would team up with the infamous 100 Flower Chapter. On the 7th day, the Iron Blood religion's losses became greater and greater. If this continued, the Thousand Water Chapter would be in danger of being destroyed. If that bastard Zhao Feng is willing to apologize, the Yun side family can give up on attacking the Iron Blood religion chapter. A white-robed old man with a face full of vicissitudes floated in the air. His body was like a feather that was weightless. His chi of true spirit connected to the heaven and earth and gave off a powerful aura. Normal true human rank experts would feel their heart tremble when facing him, and their chi of true spirit would become uneasy. This old white-clothed elder was the head of the Yun side family and an expert at the true mystic rank. Have a chapter leader apologize? Our chapter leader has just taken over and hasn't even taken half a step out of the Thousand Water chapter. What did we offend the Yun side family? Shui Sha and the others were baffled. They felt that something was wrong. Zhao Feng had just arrived at the Thousand Water chapter. How did he cause such trouble? Umph. Your new chapter leader destroyed my grandson Yun Haiyang's arm in a spar at the Flooding Lake City. Haiyang was once the top genius of a branch family of the Qianshui Yun family. Later, he was recommended to the main branch of the Yun family. His future seemed limitless, but he was crippled by that brute and poisoned with a cold poison that almost caused his cultivation base to regress. Right now, he's recovering at home. The head of the Yun side family's voice was filled with coldness and anger. Hearing this, the people of the Iron Blood religion looked at each other in dismay. They had heard of Yun Haiyang before. He was the #1 genius of the Thousand Water Yun family and the grandson of the previous head. However, what was unexpected was that Yun Haiyang had such a grudge with the new chapter leader. Back at the Flooding Lake City, Yun Haiyang was jealous and challenged Zhao Feng to an archery duel. That battle was extremely dangerous, and Zhao Feng didn't dare to let his guard down. He used his full strength to seal this brat in ice and destroy one of his arms. Luckily, the Flooding Lake City Lord had saved him in time, or else Yun Haiyang would have turned into an ice sculpture. Afterwards, Yun Haiyang's injuries were unimaginable. The Luoho Bao's cold power clashed with his own power and created a poison that entered his bones and meridians. For the past half a year, Yun Haiyang had been bedridden and his cultivation had regressed. His potential had been greatly reduced, and it would be hard for him to reach the true spirit realm. Coincidentally this time, the new chapter leader of the Iron Blood religion naturally wanted to know about such a key person. However, upon investigation, they found that this brat was the culprit behind his grandson's injuries. Zhao Feng, if you want to blame someone, blame yourself for making too many enemies. You escaped the marriage in the Flooding Lake City, crippled my grandson, and stole the Water Moon treasury of the 100-Flower chapter. If it wasn't for the fan-flying bandit's suggestion of working together and splitting the profits, I wouldn't have acted immediately. The head of the Yun family snickered coldly in his heart. The fan-flying bandit of the 100-Flower chapter had successfully refined the Water Moon God Peach fan and was half a step into the true mystic rank. In terms of battle power, the fan-flying bandit wasn't any weaker than him and was even more vicious. Yin Sha's side was under a lot of pressure. This was because the Yun family and 100-Flower chapter were attacking at the same time, and he had to deal with the Yun family. Chun Mingjin was responsible for dealing with the 100-Flower chapter. Deputy Chapter Leader, things aren't good. Chapter Leader Chun has been defeated and taken away by the fan-flying bandit. A figure flashed over. What? Chun Mingjin had been kidnapped? Yin Sha took in a cold breath as cold sweat appeared on his back. He knew Chun Mingjin's strength, and she had fought against him for many years. Such a female expert had been defeated by the fan-flying bandit and taken away. Iron Blood chapter, hand over Zhao Feng within 3 days. The head of the Yun family said coldly, Thousand Water chapter, chapter leader's hall. Reporting to chapter leader, things aren't good. The Yun family and 100-Flower chapter have teamed up to attack the Thousand Water chapter. The 2 deputy chapter leaders want you to take charge. Someone came to report. Dai Yi stood at the entrance of the hall and didn't say anything. She was only responsible for protecting Zhao Feng. Fuck off. Zhao Feng only said one word. He thought in his heart that Yun Sha definitely wanted to ruin his chance to reach the true spirit realm. At this point in time, the source of true spirit within his Dantian had started to form and was about the size of a thumb. Wang, right at this moment in time, the situation changed. Within his Dantian, the Water Moon Pirate source of true spirit and Zhao Feng source of true spirit formed a mysterious bridge. This source of true spirit was 10 times stronger than Zhao Feng's source of true spirit. A transparent stream of true spirit formed a book. Chapter 315. The mystic flower treasured Bible that had been destroyed by Zhao Feng in the Water Moon Treasury had appeared in another form in the Water Moon Pirate's sealed source of true spirit. Water Moon Pirate, you still couldn't bear to let your secret art be lost and left behind such a method. Zhao Feng's God Spiritual, I gazed at the book formed from the chi of true spirit and couldn't help but sigh. At this moment, he deeply felt the Water Moon Pirate's meticulous planning for 100 years without a single mistake. In that era, the Water Moon Pirate didn't have the strength to dominate the world, but he was able to roam the great country. Not only did he rely on strength and treasures, he also relied on his intelligence. Zhao Feng circulated his God Spiritual eye and scanned the book formed from the chi of true spirit. The contents of the book were copied by Zhao Feng. The God Spiritual I had awakened many times, and its power had become stronger. Even a mystic flower treasure Bible, which was comparable to a high-tier spiritual grade skill, was absorbed by Zhao Feng with a single glance. Soon, a book that represented the mystic flower treasured Bible appeared in his mind. Zhao Feng hastily scanned the contents of the mystic flower treasured Bible. In terms of skills, the mystic flower treasure Bible was close to the high-tier spiritual grade, but it was just an overview that had absorbed the 100-flower chapter and many other wicked skills. Simply put, this was an encyclopedia of the evil path cultivation techniques. There were all kinds of secret arts, all of them the quintessence. Therefore, in terms of value, the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible could be compared to Zhao Feng's lightning inheritance. The only difference was that the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible couldn't help a cultivator reach the origin core realm, while the lightning inheritance had a certain chance of success. The Mystic Flower Treasured Bible has a weird style and has countless methods. It specializes in speed and movement and can make up for some of the shortcomings of the lightning inheritance. This was the first time Zhao Feng had read the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible, and he was stunned. The lightning inheritance was more abstract and focused on intent. On the other hand, the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible was very practical and could be used in any environment. Discard the dross and extract the essence. Zhao Feng made his decision. With the Mystic Flower Treasured Canon, he did not need other cultivation methods to supplement him. For the next 2 days, Zhao Feng concentrated on cultivating in seclusion. In the sky above the branch master's great hall, the lightning yuan qi gathered was several times denser than before. It even formed a certain amount of thunderclouds, its momentum horrifying. Just the aura from breaking through to the true spirit realm is several times stronger than normal. Dai stood guard outside the hall, her heart pounding. At this moment in time, the lightning clouds above the hall had already surpassed normal early-stage, true human ranks. According to normal classifications, those that had just stepped into the true human rank could only be considered at the beginning stages of the true human rank and would need a period of training to reach the early stages of the true human rank. There were 3 main reasons why Zhao Feng's aura was so strong when he broke through to the true spirit realm. Firstly, the lightning inheritance was very powerful. The power of lightning was one of the most powerful energies in the world, and it could basically restrain the majority of elemental energies. Secondly, Zhao Feng's mental energy level was high, and his God's spiritual eye source of mental energy was extremely strong. Thirdly, a part of the Water Moon Pirate's pure source of true spirit had merged with Zhao Feng's. Apart from that, there was also the 3-flowered treasured lotus. Therefore, even though Zhao Feng's source of true spirit had just formed, it wasn't small and was still being refined. Boom! The clouds of lightning above the hall shook and then merged into Zhao Feng's source of true spirit and started to refine it. At a certain point in time, the lightning shadows that lingered in the sky quickly disappeared. Immediately after, a new aura of true spirit filled with a destructive aura spread across several miles. At that moment, everyone in the Iron Blood Religion chapter felt a shocking aura. He succeeded. Dai seemed to let go of a heavy burden as surprise flashed in her eyes. The aura of Zhao Feng breaking through to the true spirit realm was too strong. He had just broken through and was already giving off such a terrifying aura. On the continent, only a few supreme experts who had advanced in their cultivation would have such power that far surpassed ordinary people. For example, when the sword Saint Wuxia reached the true spirit realm, a surge of sword chi shot into the sky and forced back several experts of the true spirit realm who were chasing him. According to the records, when the Scarlet Moon Religion Patriarch reached the true spirit realm, everything within 10 miles turned blood red. This was a bad omen. When Zhao Feng reached the true spirit realm, thunder could be heard within 10 miles, and his body felt numb. Chapter Leader, Deputy Chapter Leader Chun has been kidnapped by the Fan Flying Bandit. The head of the Yun family and the Fan Flying Bandit have said that if Chapter Leader doesn't come out in 3 days, they'll destroy the Iron Blood Religion chapter. Outside the hall, a figure trembled as he kneeled on the ground. At this moment, when Zhao Feng had broken through to the true spirit realm, the aura of lightning was extremely strong, and even normal true human rank experts would be shocked. Fuck off. A thunderous voice sounded in the air like the voice of the god of thunder. Yes, yes. The half-step true spirit realm expert's soul almost flew out of his body. This new chapter leader's roar had almost caused his mind to collapse. Normal true human rank experts didn't have such power. He should need to consolidate his source of true spirit. It's not good for him to act now, Dai Yi thought in her heart. Inside the hall, Zhao Feng sat cross-legged. His blue hair was wild, and his body was surrounded by arcs of azure lightning that were even thinner than spider webs. At the same time, on his forehead, a star-like lightning seal appeared and disappeared, just like the floating crest lightning seal that Zhao Feng had obtained in the Floating Crest Palace. Dai Ye's guess was only half correct. Not only did Zhao Feng need to consolidate his source of true spirit, he also needed to strengthen it. Not only did he need to strengthen it, he also needed to consolidate the second floor of the Lightning Inheritance. Before, when he cultivated the Lightning Inheritance, he was restricted by his cultivation and had reached a bottleneck. Now that he had broken through to the true spirit realm, his sense of heaven-earth yuan qi had reached a whole new level and was even stronger than normal true human rank experts. Boom! Boom! Lightning flashed across the hall once more, and this time, it was even stronger than before. Well, what's going on? Didn't he just reach the true spirit realm? Why is his aura increasing again? Dai Yi was filled with disbelief. In reality, Zhao Feng's source of true spirit had merged with the Water Moon Pirate source of true spirit and was close to the early stage true human rank. One had to know that the Water Moon Pirate's cultivation had reached the peak true mystic rank and was half a step into the true lord rank. The source of true spirit he had left behind was obviously strong. Zhao Feng used the aura and senses of his breakthrough to enter the second floor of the Lightning Inheritance and summon the Heaven-Earth Lightning Yuan Qi. At the same time, the Water Moon Pirate source of true spirit helped him absorb the Heaven-Earth Lightning Yuan Qi and strengthen Zhao Feng's source of true spirit. Time continued to pass by. The Lightning Yuan Qi above the chapter leader's hall trembled violently, and the power was comparable to the true mystic rank. The rolling lightning clouds were 100 yards wide and condensed above Zhao Feng's head. At this point in time, normal true human rank experts didn't dare to get too close to Zhao Feng. If the terrifying lightning clouds landed, not only would Zhao Feng die, the nearby true spirit realm experts wouldn't be able to escape unscathed. Wang, the 3-flowered treasured lotus under Zhao Feng, blossomed with transparent petals and increased the absorption of heaven-earth yuan qi. The 3-flowered treasured lotus also increased Zhao Feng's cultivation. Zhizha, there's only 1 day left. If Zhao Feng doesn't come out, then this beautiful deputy chapter leader will become our plaything. The robe fan flying bandit laughed savagely. The Yunside family and 100 Flower chapter's forces completely locked down the 1,000 Water chapter. Deputy chapter leader Chen Mingjin was tied up by the 100 Flower chapter, and her face was filled with humiliation and anger. The reason why she was captured wasn't because she wasn't strong enough. but because she had been poisoned by a unique fragrance that the fan-flying bandit had taken from the Watermoon treasury. At this point in time, the deputy chapter leader led the upper echelon of the chapter and didn't come out. The Yunside family and 100 Flower chapter didn't dare to be too ruthless. The Iron Blood religion was extremely powerful in the Great Country and had signs of suppressing the Imperials. The fan-flying bandit's main goal was to vent his anger and take back the treasure that belonged to him. The head of the Yunside family wanted to cry out for his crippled grandson. Behind the Yunside family was the main Yun family. That Zhao Feng has obviously reached the true spirit realm, and he still hasn't come out. The Yun Sha gritted his teeth in anger. At such a critical moment, Zhao Feng, the real Thousand Water chapter leader, was hiding in his shell. At this point in time, how would the Yun Sha have the time to plot against Zhao Feng? The Thousand Water chapter was in the biggest danger it had faced in the past 10 years, and they had to use all of their forces to barely block the attacks from both sides. Time passed by slowly. The Yun Sha felt like a year, and Chun Mingjin, who was being held hostage, was also suffering. Bitterness appeared on the corner of their mouths. They had originally wanted to plot against Zhao Feng, but they had burned themselves by playing with fire. Not only had they failed to plot against Zhao Feng, they had even been brought to disaster by the latter. The Yun Sha fiends even suspected that this Zhao Feng was a jinx. Going to the flooding lake city to escape marriage, going to the Transverse Water Stronghold to steal the Transverse Water Stronghold, going to the Canopy Capital to kidnap Empress Qin. Now, he had come to the Thousand Water chapter, and they hadn't even schemed against him, but they had already brought disaster upon themselves. The Yunside family and 100 Flower chapter were all enemies of Zhao Feng. What made them angry was that the pressure that should have been borne by Zhao Feng was being borne by the two chapter leaders. It's almost noon. If Zhao Feng doesn't come out, we'll first humiliate this beautiful deputy chapter leader before killing our way into the Thousand Water chapter. The fan-flying bandit threatened. The Yun family head snickered coldly and raised his hand, preparing to charge into the Thousand Water chapter. The main Yun family was also one of the 8 super forces of the Great Country. It was hard for the main family and the main headquarters to support each other, or else the balance would be lost. Therefore, the Yin family head was only wary, but not afraid of the Iron Blood religion. Boom! Thunder exploded in the air above the Thousand Water chapter, and everyone within 100 miles could see it. Many people felt their hearts become heavy and uneasy. At the same time, the lightning clouds above the chapter leader's hall dissipated. An azure lightning symbol appeared on Zhao Feng's forehead. Shua! His figure disappeared from where he stood. A bolt of lightning streaked across the sky, dragging a beautiful arc of lightning behind it. Chapter leader has come out. Dai smiled faintly, and her voice spread everywhere. Chapter leader has come out. The entire Thousand Water division was shaken. Everyone stared at the bolt of lightning that tore through the dark clouds and pierced through the sky. Chapter 316. The Iron Blood Religion Chapter. The head of the Yin family and the Fan-Flying Bandits group were in 2 different areas, blocking the entrance. These 2 factions, the righteous and evil, worked together in the open and in the dark to force the Thousand Water branch into this dangerous situation. If there wasn't any reinforcements, the Thousand Water chapter might be removed from the Thousand Water River. Yin Sha's heart was filled with anger and hatred. All of this was brought about by the new chapter leader. The face of the kidnapped deputy chapter leader, Chun Mingjin, was filled with sorrow and humiliation. The few 100 Flowers Gate thieves beside her looked at her, with all kinds of evil intentions in their eyes. Their faces were filled with lewd smiles. As long as the fan-flying bandit gave the order, she couldn't imagine her fate. The sad thing was that the new chapter leader was in seclusion and didn't come out. The 2 originally wanted to lure the enemies to deal with Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng himself was a star of calamity. He had only been in the Thousand Water chapter for a few days, and he had already brought such a disaster. This Zhao Feng has already reached the true spirit realm, but he still hasn't come out. If he and Dai came to help, we would have 2 more experts at the true spirit realm and have a bit more hope. The more Yin Sha thought about it, the angrier he became. His anger couldn't be vented. He had sent people to invite the deputy chapter leader and Dai Yi several times, but the reply he got was only one word: fuck off. Right at this moment, a clap of thunder shook the sky. Chapter leader has come out. After the rumbling of thunder, a shadow of lightning streaked across the horizon like a magnificent ray of lightning. The 1,000-water chapter shook as the experts were attracted by the newly formed chi of true spirit. Within a radius of 10 miles, one could see that magnificent phantom of lightning. The experts at the true spirit realm from the 3 sides all spread out their spiritual senses. Zhao Feng, you're finally willing to come out. Yin Sha's anger couldn't be quelled. However, the fan-flying bandit and head of the Yun family's reactions were even more intense. Zhao Feng, the fan-flying bandit's voice trembled as he gritted his teeth. His eyes were filled with anger and hatred. It was an unforgettable hatred that would either kill him or he would live. You are that Zhao Feng, the one who ruined my grandson's future, the hope of my Qianshui Yun family. The Yun family patriarch's face was filled with grief, anger, and killing intent. The reactions of the 2 experts gave Yin Sha fright. This was especially true for the fan-flying bandit, who wanted to devour Zhao Feng's flesh. Pong! The lightning figure that tore through the air was unbelievably fast. It carried a destructive aura as it descended from the sky. The expressions of those at the true spirit realm changed dramatically. This wasn't the aura of someone who had just broken through to the true spirit realm. Greetings, branch leader. Everyone in the Iron Blood Religion Division bowed towards Zhao Feng. Shueisha secretly gritted his teeth, but he had to flatter him on the surface. Lord Branch Leader, the Yun side family and 100 Flower Chapter have surrounded the division, and the situation is extremely dangerous. We hope that Lord Branch Leader can lead us to destroy the enemy. He was very crafty, immediately putting a high hat on Zhao Feng's head. At that time, even if the 1,000-water chapter was destroyed, the cause would be Zhao Feng and the leader would be Zhao Feng. He wouldn't need to take any responsibility. The head of the Yin family and the fan-flying bandit felt the aura from Zhao Feng's body and their hearts shook. In the past, no matter how strong Zhao Feng was, he was only a brat at the Ascended Realm. However, now that he had broken through to the true spirit realm, it would be difficult to deal with him. Everyone, listen up. Zhao Feng's voice boomed in the minds of the upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion Division. This voice directly entered the mental energy dimension and was much more profound than normal spiritual senses. What a powerful mental energy aura. The upper echelon of the 1,000-water chapter trembled as they listened to the order. Deputy Chapter Leader Shueisha, when the battle starts, you will lead Elder Gao to stall and block the head of the Yun family. It will only take half the time it takes to make tea. If you fail, I'll hold you responsible. Zhao Feng's voice boomed like thunder. Yes, sir. Shueisha snickered coldly in his heart. From his point of view, this order was courting death. After Chen Mingjin was captured, Shueisha and Elder Gao were the strongest in the chapter, and together, they could fight against normal true mystic ranks for a while. Furthermore, the head of the Yin family was old and not at the peak true mystic rank. However, apart from the head of the Yun family, there was another big threat. That was the fan-flying bandit. From a certain perspective, the fan-flying bandit was the biggest threat. This bandit was half a step into the true mystic rank and had the Water Moon God Peach fan, which had offensive power comparable to normal true mystic ranks. Furthermore, the fan-flying bandit was the leader of the 100 Flower Chapter of the Wicked Path and had all kinds of methods that were hard to defend against. Chen Mingjin had been accidentally hit. Understood. Deputy Chapter Leader Shueisha and I can barely complete the mission, but the fan-flying bandit. Elder Gao was puzzled. Just your job. I'll personally take care of the fan-flying bandit. Zhao Feng said expressionlessly. In just 1 or 2 breaths, Zhao Feng had finished his orders. His god's spiritual eye scanned across the scene. Although he had just arrived, his grasp of the situation was clearer than both sides. Ha ha, this brat thinks too highly of himself. and thinks the fan-flying bandit is easy to deal with. Shueisha was overjoyed. If it was before, his chances of winning against the fan-flying bandit was around 6-4. This meant that the fan-flying bandit before wasn't Shueisha's match. But now, the fan-flying bandit had obtained the Water Moon God Peach fan and the treasures of the Water Moon Treasury. Now, even Shueisha didn't have a high chance of winning against the fan-flying bandit. Zhao Feng's decision made Shueisha overjoyed. The only worry was how to report back to the headquarters after the chapter was defeated. Zhao Feng, if you're willing to apologize, maybe there's a sliver of hope. The head of the Yin family said in a low tone with a cold expression. Haha, Zhao Feng, even if you kowtow to me and hand over all the treasures, I won't let you go. The fan-flying bandit laughed wickedly, and the Water Moon God Peach fan in his hand was surrounded by a layer of ice blue water. The terrifying power was enough to instantly kill normal true human rank cultivators. Zhao Feng didn't bother with the fan-flying bandit and led the Iron Blood Religion chapter towards the Yun side family. So, Shueisha and Elder Gao followed the plan and charged towards the head of the Yun side family. In a short amount of time, they were confident they could stall this true mystic rank elder. However, they were curious why Zhao Feng was also charging towards the Yun side family. Wasn't he going to deal with the fan-flying bandit? Pong! Zhao Feng's figure suddenly became faint, and a wave of azure lightning spread out in the air. A lightning figure quickly approached a true human rank elder of the Yun side family. His speed was extremely fast, and wherever he went, a powerful shockwave of electricity would paralyze a large number of middle-level experts of the Yun family branch family. Some of them were even charred black and on the verge of death. What a fast speed! I want to see the strength of this new branch leader. The heart of the Yun family elder shuddered, but he did not retreat. After all, he was an old true spirit realm expert and had reached the early stages of the true human rank. Why would he be afraid of a junior that had just reached the true spirit realm? The speed of Zhao Feng's cyan lightning figure suddenly increased, shocking the Yun family elder. How could he have known that Zhao Feng had concealed his speed earlier? In the lightning inheritance, he comprehended the power of lightning, which contained the profoundness of speed. Zhao Feng's previous speed had been slightly reserved, and he was now using the profoundness of the inheritance to increase his speed dramatically. Wong, the cyan lightning around Zhao Feng increased in power and instantly swept across a radius of 20 to 30 yards. Anyone under the true spirit realm would either be instantly killed or paralyzed and lose the ability to fight. The Yin family elder was caught off guard by Zhao Feng's sudden increase in speed and felt his body go numb. This numbness wasn't enough to make him lose the ability to fight back, but it could make him slightly slower. Blade of Lightning. Zhao Feng condensed a 1-meter-long blade of lightning in his hand. The lightning vibrated at a high frequency. Like a sharp chainsaw, it fiercely stabbed towards the true force layer that the Yun family elder had hastily activated. Zhao Feng's blade of lightning was extremely sharp and destructive. It had a numbing effect and was extremely fast as well. It instantly pierced through the Yun family elder's defense. The Yun family elder screamed as he was pierced by the blade of lightning. A black hole was left on his chest, and his body went numb. After the lightning blade struck out, it instantly collapsed. The electricity was scattered, and its destructive power was further increased. Plop! A charred body was left on the ground. An early-stage, true, human rank Yun family elder had been slain by Zhao Feng. Those from the Yun side family took in a cold breath as their hearts trembled. Those that were about to attack, Zhao Feng froze in their steps and felt their breathing and throats become blocked. The reason why the Yun family elder had lost so quickly was because he had underestimated Zhao Feng. Who would have thought that a junior that had just reached the true spirit realm would have such strong battle power? This Zhao Feng dares to ignore me. On the other side, the fan-flying bandit was enraged as his expression became cold and filled with hatred. Zhao Feng was his only target. He wanted to turn this brat into dust and take back the Water Moon treasury that belonged to him. From the start of the battle, he had locked onto Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng didn't even bother with him, as if he was air, and charged towards the Yun family. He roared and leapt toward Zhao Feng. He then watched as Zhao Feng clashed with the true spirit realm expert, and was secretly overjoyed as he prepared to kill him from behind. However, he saw the scene of Zhao Feng killing the Yun family elder in one slash. The fan-flying bandit couldn't help but shake. Although the Yun family elder had underestimated Zhao Feng, the newly ascended Zhao Feng was several times more terrifying than he had imagined. Zhao Feng, hurry up and die. The fan-flying bandit held the Water Moon God Peach fan, and was also extremely confident. After the defeat in the Transverse Water Stronghold, he had used his unique skill to refine the Water Moon God Peach fan and used some of the treasures in the Water Moon treasury to increase his strength. At this point in time, Zhao Feng turned around and smiled towards the fan-flying bandit. He obviously didn't ignore the fan-flying bandit. However, the fan-flying bandit, who was the hardest to deal with in everyone else's eyes, was actually easy to deal with in Zhao Feng's eyes. This was because he had grasped the fan-flying bandit's emotions and goal. After the defeat last time, the fan-flying bandit hated Zhao Feng to the core, and this hatred had left a shadow in his heart. Therefore, Zhao Feng was certain that the fan-flying bandit would kill him at all costs. However, Zhao Feng didn't let him do as he wished and purposely ignored him. While he stalled the fan-flying bandit, he charged into the Yun side family and killed an elder. Killing an elder of the Yun side family wasn't aimlessly. This was part of Zhao Feng's plan. This was because there were several true human rank elders of the Yun side family, and he needed to kill at least one of them in order to reduce the pressure on the Iron Blood religion branch. Chapter 3:17. Zhao Feng, hurry up and die. The fan-flying bandit yelled coldly and finally stopped Zhao Feng with a cruel and hateful expression. Zhao Feng had comprehended the lightning inheritance, and with the Yin Shadow cloak, his speed was unparalleled. Only the head of the Yin family and the fan-flying bandit could match his speed. Being the direct disciple of the Water Moon pirate, the fan-flying bandit specialized in speed. Chapter leader, be careful. This bandit has countless methods. Dai Yi had heavily injured a true human rank from the other side and wanted to help Zhao Feng. Dai Yi's most important mission in this trip to the Thousand Water chapter was to help Zhao Feng and ensure his safety. Zhao Feng's eyes lit up. Dai Yi's strength was much stronger than it seemed on the surface. She wasn't any weaker than Yun Sha and Chun Mingjin. Dai Yi, go save Deputy Chapter Leader Chun Mingjin. I can deal with this bandit. Zhao Feng's voice sounded in Dai Yi's mental energy dimension. Dai Yi was a little hesitant at first, but the new branch leader's voice echoed in her mind like thunder. There was an inviolable majesty to it. Good. Dai Yi turned around and leapt towards the 100 Flower chapter's side. Her goal was to save Chun Mingjin. If the rescue was successful, the Iron Blood branch would have one more deputy branch leader level powerhouse. At that time, there would be a possibility of turning the tables. However, the 100 Flower chapter had one true human rank and two at half-step true spirit realm guarding Chun Mingjin. As Dai Yi leapt over, she was also stopped by another true human rank. The most important point of the battle was still the battle between Zhao Feng and the fan-flying bandit. The head of the Yin family was temporarily stopped by Yun Sha and the fan-flying bandit. Dai Yi and the other experts were dealing with the 100 Flower chapter's experts and saving Chun Mingjin. The two sides were in a stalemate. On the other hand, the enemy still had the fan-flying bandit who had terrifying methods. Once Zhao Feng couldn't stop him, it would be a one-sided situation. The fan-flying bandit's damage against normal true human rank cultivators was too great. Even the deputy chapter leader had been captured. At this moment, Zhao Feng and the fan-flying bandit faced each other as their chi of true spirit became stronger and stronger. The powerful aura and ripples made others unable to approach. The experts from the other forces were all secretly watching this crucial battle. Fan-flying bandit, you lost to me last time and lost an arm, but you still haven't changed. This time, I will cut off one of your arms and cripple your cultivation. Zhao Feng stood with his hands behind his back, his eyes flickering. How arrogant! The upper echelons of the Hundred Flowers Gate, the Yun branch family, and the Iron Blood Division were all shocked. From their point of view, Zhao Feng was the weaker party against the fan-flying bandit. From Zhao Feng's tone, it seemed like the fan-flying bandit had lost to him before. Is it real or fake? The new chapter leader defeated the fan-flying bandit and cut off one of his arms? It can't be. Zhao Feng just broke through to the true spirit realm. He was only at the transcending mortality realm. The other three forces were puzzled. Hearing Zhao Feng's words, the fan-flying bandit roared in anger. His face was filled with killing intent, and he felt that he had lost all face. That day at the Transverse Water Bay, he had been tricked by Zhao Feng and defeated. This was the greatest humiliation of his life. And now, Zhao Feng had revealed this in front of everyone. The fan-flying bandit's angry expression surprised everyone. Could this be the truth? Die! The fan-flying bandit's killing intent exploded to the extreme, and he trembled in anger. Hu Shua! He waved the water moon god peach fan in his hand, and a terrifying ice-blue fan shadow seemed to have the power to melt a 1,000,000-kilogram ice mountain. Everywhere it passed, the mountains would be flattened. The water moon immortal peach fan was, after all, the only offensive weapon of the water moon 4 treasures. Even those at the true mystic rank would be moved by this attack. Chill! Zhao Feng's figure flashed and turned into lightning as the Yin's shadow cloak on his back shook. Shua shua! Zhao Feng split into three. Three identical Zhao Fengs charged towards the fan-flying bandit from 3 different directions. This was the Yin's shadow cloak's ability to create shadow doppelgangers. Now that Zhao Feng's cultivation had reached a high enough level, he could use the Yin's shadow cloak's secret technique. Even the experts at the true spirit realm couldn't tell which of the 3 Zhao Fengs were real and which were fake. All of you, Dot. The fan-flying bandit waved his fan, and its power increased, enveloping the 3 Zhao Fengs. Even 3 true human rank experts wouldn't be able to escape unscathed from the water moon god peach fan's attack. Whoosh! Whoosh! 2 of the shadow doppelgangers were instantly destroyed when they neared the fan-flying bandit. The 3rd Zhao Feng ran out of the range of the attack and ran off into the distance. Where do you think you're going? The fan-flying bandit licked his lips and soon chased after him. Whoosh! The 3rd Zhao Feng was destroyed by the fan. The fan-flying bandit realized that the situation wasn't good. With Zhao Feng's strength, it was impossible for him to be killed by one fan. He had experienced the opponent's strength and schemes before. Shua! A 3-colored lotus platform surrounded by petals appeared out of thin air on the other side, with a blue-haired youth in tow. Don't forget that Zhao Feng's Yin Shadow Cloak had a strong concealment ability. The crowd went into an uproar as the upper echelon of the 3 forces exclaimed. Would Zhao Feng fight with the fan-flying bandit? Of course not. After a 360-degree turn, he threw off the fan-flying bandit and charged towards the 100-flower chapter. His goal was to save Chunmingjin. Before, when Zhao Feng said that he had defeated the fan-flying bandit before, he acted as if victory was already in his grasp. In reality, he was trying to create a strong atmosphere. Under this atmosphere, who would have thought that he would run away? All of this was to get rid of the fan-flying bandit and make ample preparations. Wanting Zhao Feng to fight the fan-flying bandit head-on? He wasn't that dumb. This was a thankless task and wouldn't affect the big picture much, unless he could beat the fan-flying bandit in a short amount of time. However, the problem was that the fan-flying bandit had lost to Zhao Feng once before. Now that his battle power had increased greatly, he wouldn't underestimate his opponent. The same method wouldn't work. At this moment, Zhao Feng had successfully thrown off the fan-flying bandit and charged into the 100-flower chapter's formation. Ripple of lightning. Boom! An azure ripple of lightning appeared on Zhao Feng's body and spread in all directions. Those below the true spirit realm were instantly killed. With Zhao Feng's help, Dai Yi successfully reached Chunmingjin. The rescue plan was slowly approaching success. Everyone on the Iron Blood Branch's side was filled with anticipation. Oomph! If you take another step forward, I'll kill him. A true human rank expert from the 100-Flower chapter grabbed Chun Mingjin's neck and threatened. Daya's footsteps froze, and she didn't know whether to advance or retreat. Zhao Feng, don't think you will succeed. The fan-flying bandit leapt over from behind. Zhao Feng calculated the time and distance before ordering Dai Yi, kill your way over and save her. Dai Yi was slightly hesitant, but she couldn't disobey Zhao Feng's order and leapt towards Chun Mingjin. The upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion chapter's expression changed. Does chapter leader not care about the vice chapter leader's safety? The enemy had a true human rank expert that held Chun Mingjin's life. If they tried to force their way in, the enemy would kill Chun Mingjin without mercy. Am I going to die here? This new chapter leader is so heartless. A trace of bitterness appeared on the corner of Chun Mingjin's mouth, and her face was filled with sorrow. Zhao Feng's emotionless order chilled the hearts of the members of the Iron Blood Religion chapter. Only the fan-flying bandit suddenly thought of something, and his expression changed. Kill that woman. He had fought with Zhao Feng before and knew how terrifying this youth was. However, his warning was too late. Zhao Feng stood on the 3-flower-treasured lotus and looked down. His faint blue left, I was like a freezing pond. An invisible coldness seeped through the air and into the mental energy world. The true human rank expert that was holding Chun Mingjin shivered when he met Zhao Feng's gaze. Immediately following that, he felt Zhao Feng's left eye turn into an icy abyss that drowned his consciousness. After reaching the true spirit realm, the power of Zhao Feng's god spiritual eye had increased dramatically. Plop! The true human rank expert that was holding Chun Mingjin was drenched in sweat. His eyes were filled with fear and shock. He had no energy left in his mind and couldn't control his body. This scene stunned everyone present. Everyone only saw Zhao Feng's left eye glance at the true human rank expert and cause him to instantly crumble and fall. Immediately following that, in half a breath's time, the 2 half-step true spirit realm experts next to Chun Mingjin fell to the ground and fainted. What a terrifying eye bloodline. The head of the Yun family, who was in the middle of the battle, took in a cold breath. Yun Sha, Elder Gao, and the upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion chapter were dazed. Chun Mingjin, who was the person in question, was dazed as her eyes bulged out. This is the chapter leader's eye bloodline. Dai Yi was dazed for an instant before coming back to her senses and successfully saving Chun Mingjin. Hua! The members of the Iron Blood Religion chapter reacted and exclaimed. Once Chun Mingjin, the deputy branch leader, was rescued, the situation of the battle would definitely be reversed. With the addition of Zhao Feng killing the true human rank experts, throwing off the fan-flying bandit, and saving Chun Mingjin only took 10 breaths. In other words, in just 10 breaths, Zhao Feng had changed the situation. Zhao Feng, it's useless even if you save her. She's been hit by my heaven fragrance softening. Not only will she lose her battle power for 3 days, her bones will also soften into mud. The fan-flying bandit's wicked laughter shook the entire battlefield. How could he not have thought of a backup plan when he wanted to threaten Chun Mingjin? Heaven fragrance softening. Information from the Mystic Flower Treasured Bible appeared in Zhao Feng's mind. The Mystic Flower Treasured Bible could be said to be the culmination of the wicked path and had absorbed the essence of the entire 100-Flower chapter. Come, bring me poison spider liquid, curved stone, a bucket of horse urine, ice-cold pills, and 10 other cold elemental spiritual pills. Zhao Feng ordered. Yes, chapter leader. Although the people of the Iron Blood Religion chapter didn't understand, they still followed the chapter leader's orders. However, as soon as Zhao Feng gave the order, the fan-flying bandit's expression changed dramatically. How is this possible? You know the antidote for the heaven fragrance softening? This is a secret of the 100-Flower chapter. The Iron Blood Religion had many disciples, and the ingredients that Zhao Feng gave were all very common. In less than 10 breaths, all the ingredients were gathered. Poison liquid, ice-cold pills, curved stone, and other common plants were all mixed into the horse urine and splashed onto Chunmingjin. Chunmingjin felt her soft bones become stronger and stronger, and she was overjoyed. At this moment, Zhao Feng was facing the furious counterattack of the fan-flying bandit. Chapter 3:18. Zhao Feng was expressionless as he activated the defense of the three-flowered treasured lotus, forming three colored petals around him. Now that he had reached the true spirit realm, the three-flowered treasured lotus's power had increased greatly. Lightning beam. Balls of lightning the size of an arm shot out from Zhao Feng's palm towards the fan-flying bandit. Although these balls of lightning weren't as sharp as the blade of lightning, they had a strong momentum and destructive power that was suitable for a head-on clash. However, facing the fan-flying bandit this time, it would be a tough battle. The fan-flying bandit had planned against Zhao Feng, so how could he not have made preparations? Crack! Crack! The water moon god peach fan in his hand turned into an umbrella shape and spun at a high speed, easily dispelling Zhao Feng's lightning. The water moon god peach fan could turn into an umbrella shape, but its weakness was that it could only defend one side, unlike the three-flowered treasured lotus. Last time in the Transverse Water Stronghold, the fan-flying bandit didn't even think about defending because he had suppressed the entire battlefield. It was only because he had underestimated his opponent that he was tricked by Zhao Feng. Furthermore, this time, the three-flowered treasured lotus hypnotic and aphrodisiac fragrance had a much lower effect on the fan-flying bandit. In the last battle, the three-flowered treasured lotus hypnotic fragrance had made the fan-flying bandit more tired, which was then found by Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye. Therefore, the fan-flying bandit had returned to the sect and created an antidote that had 60 to 70% resistance against the three-flowered treasured lotus. Not only have I created an antidote, I've also prepared a rare soul treasure that can increase one's resistance against mental energy. The fan-flying bandit's eyes were filled with smugness. Zhao Feng's three-flowered treasured lotus had a strong fragrance, so he had created an antidote. Zhao Feng's mental energy was strong, so he had prepared a soul treasure. The fan-flying bandit can already use the true power of the water moon god peach fan. He is both offense and defense, and doesn't need to be afraid of normal true human rank experts. Furthermore, he's come prepared this time. Zhao Feng's eyes twinkled. Like this, his and the fan-flying bandit's offense, defense, and speed were all perfect. The fan-flying bandit had the water moon god peach fan, so his offense was naturally stronger. However, the problem was that Zhao Feng had the three-flowered treasured lotus, so his defense was stronger. In terms of speed and movement techniques, both sides were equally matched. As time went on, the battle between Zhao Feng and the fan-flying bandit became even more intense. Lightning flashed in every direction, creating a shocking scene. At a certain moment, Zhao Feng opened his god's spiritual eye and used a mental illusion technique. Buzz! A Buddhist bead on the fan-flying bandit's chest let out a mysterious glow as the chanting of scriptures entered his ears. The fan-flying bandit's body shook as cold sweat appeared on his forehead as he struggled over. How could Zhao Feng not find a flaw in his mental illusion technique? Even though the fan-flying bandit had a soul Dao treasure, he almost fell for it. Soul Path treasures were extremely rare, and there were strong and weak ones. The fan-flying bandit's Soul Path treasure was equivalent to peak mortal grade. Damn it, the fan-flying bandit felt troubled. His water moon god peach fan was extremely powerful and had many wicked methods. Even peak true human rank opponents would be defeated by it. However, Zhao Feng had the three-flowered treasured lotus and his god's spiritual eye, which countered all his methods. In reality, the water moon god peach fan could also use mental illusions. As a wicked item, its purpose was to complement the perfume and poison. However, the fan-flying bandit had tried this mental illusion technique before, and although it worked on others, it had no effect on Zhao Feng. Right at this moment, Chun Mingjin of the Iron Blood Religion chapter had recovered and entered the battlefield. Qin Mingjin was grateful to Zhao Feng and wanted to help deal with the fan-flying bandit. Go and help the others. Zhao Feng's voice sounded in her mind. Yes, chapter leader. Qin Mingjin looked respectfully at Zhao Feng. Only when this youth saved her did Qin Mingjin feel the terrifying power of his eye bloodline. At this moment, Zhao Feng had successfully stopped the fan-flying bandit. If it was her or Yun Sha, they wouldn't have been able to do this. With the addition of Qin Mingjin, the situation started to turn. Qin Mingjin and Dai Yi were both deputy chapter leaders and successfully killed or heavily injured 2 or 3 true human rank experts. Then, Qin Mingjin joined Yun Sha's battle and suppressed the head of the Yun family. The head of the Yun family roared in anger and helplessly led his men to retreat. A smile appeared on Zhao Feng's face. Saving Qin Mingjin was indeed the key to turning the situation around. After the Yun side family retreated, the 100 Flower chapter's morale dropped, and they were killed by Dai Yi and company. Chapter leader, I'll lend you a hand. Dai Yi's arms waved a pair of butterfly blades as she joined Zhao Feng's battle. In terms of battle power, Dai Yi wasn't weaker than Yun Sha or Qin Mingjin and wasn't much weaker than the fan-flying bandit. Zhao Feng teamed up with Dai Yi to suppress the fan-flying bandit. Zhao Feng, if you have the skills, let's fight one-on-one. The fan-flying bandit roared as his lungs were about to explode. He didn't want Zhao Feng to turn the situation around under this situation. If the same situation happened a second time, it would be humiliating. Zhao Feng had also used 70 to 80% of his bloodline power, and a layer of cold blue lines appeared on his skin. With the addition of his bloodline power, each of his attacks seemed to contain a coldness that filled the soul. While his power increased, his intent also attacked the soul. The fan-flying bandit was slightly tired after fighting for so long. Although he had a soul treasure, Zhao Feng's mental energy illusions were too strong. In terms of mental energy, Zhao Feng was many times stronger than those at the same cultivation. It was just that most of it was in a passive state and couldn't be used. With the addition of Dai Yi, Zhao Feng would also use mental energy illusions when he had time. The god spiritual eye scanned over the experts near the 100 Flower chapter. Plop, plop. Another true human rank and several experts at half-step true spirit realm knelt on the ground and were killed by the Iron Blood Religion chapter. The situation of the battle was one-sided. Zhao Feng's strength wasn't the strongest here, but it affected every corner of the battlefield. The Iron Blood Religion chapter's counterattack. The 100 Flower chapter was defeated. The Yin side family ran away. Zhao Feng and Dai Yi were responsible for killing the fan-flying bandit. The fan-flying bandit was enraged. Zhao Feng and Dai Yi's combined attacks had already injured him. Fan-flying bandit, I've said before that I'll cut off your other arm and cripple your cultivation. Zhao Feng exclaimed coldly as he fought more and more fiercely. His source of true spirit was starting to form, and it wasn't any weaker than those at the early stages of the true human rank. He also had his bloodline power, God's spiritual eye, and lightning inheritance. Furthermore, Zhao Feng also had the Mystic Flower Treasured Bible, which allowed him to counter the fan-flying bandit's wicked methods. The fan-flying bandit gritted his teeth and closed the Water Moon God Peach fan with a pala. Chio, chio, chio. 7 deadly weapons were shot out from the Water Moon God Peach fan. In the air, the 7 weapons were darts, poison needles, rain needles. All sorts of weapons crossed each other. Each weapon's speed was extremely fast and surpassed the speed of sound. Their screeching sounds almost surpassed the reaction speed of those at the true human rank. Under normal situations, one weapon alone had the chance to kill a true human rank. In theory, the 7 hidden weapons could kill a true mystic rank cultivator. Not good. Dai Yi barely managed to dodge 3 arced darts, and the other poison needle almost brushed past her hair. There was also a terrifying storm of needles, like a drizzle, covering the sky and earth. Shwa shwa. With the sound of lightning, Zhao Feng flew over and pulled Dai Yi into the 3-flowered treasured lotus. Ding ding poo. With the 3-flowered treasured lotus strong defense, it barely blocked the attacks of the weapons. Zhao Feng was also shocked, but luckily his reaction was fast enough. If not, he would be able to keep his life, but Dai Yi would be in danger. Thanks. Dai Yi stuck out her tongue and felt fear. Using this time, the fan-flying bandit flew through the air with a face full of hatred and unwillingness. He originally thought that the 7 weapons would be able to heavily injure or kill Dai Yi. However, Zhao Feng's reaction was too fast, and the instant the fan-flying bandit used his weapons, he saw through it. Fan-flying bandit, you won't be able to escape from us. Zhao Feng's laughter thundered through the air and could be heard from dozens of miles away. He had the 3-flowered treasured lotus, which helped him fly faster and used less true force. Furthermore, Dai Ye's true force could be injected into the 3-flowered treasured lotus to increase its speed. Zhao Feng and Dai Ye's speed was much faster than the fan-flying bandit, and they chased after him. The fan-flying bandit was in a ruffled state and had used up a lot of his true force. His mental energy was exhausted, and there were several wounds on his body. His face was burnt black, and his hair was smoking. The most troublesome thing was that Zhao Feng would find a flaw and use his mental energy technique every few moments, causing the fan-flying bandit to almost fall for it. Because of this, his mental energy was exhausted, and he didn't have the heart to fight anymore. Unfortunately, I don't have a strong long-range weapon. Zhao Feng was slightly regretful. The Luo Bao was only a mortal-grade weapon and didn't pose much of a threat to the fan-flying bandit. Chapter Leader, the fan-flying bandit won't be able to last long. Dai Yi smiled faintly. At this point in the battle, the fan-flying bandit was exhausted, and he had used up more true force than Zhao Feng and Dai Yi. At a certain moment, Zhao Feng found a chance and opened his god's spiritual eye to use his mental energy technique again. The tired fan-flying bandit's resistance had decreased, and the mysterious glow of the prayer beads on his chest had dimmed. Shua! The fan-flying bandit's mind shook, and his consciousness was pulled away. Shua! In the next instant, a blade of lightning condensed in Zhao Feng's hand and appeared next to the fan-flying bandit. Before the fan-flying bandit could react, his remaining arm was cut off by Zhao Feng's blade of lightning, and blood splattered everywhere. Along with the arm, the Water Moon God Peach fan also fell. The Water Moon God Peach fan and the 3-flower treasure lotus were a perfect match. Zhao Feng's heart moved, and he was about to take action. Meow meow. The little thieving cat jumped out and snatched the Water Moon Immortal Peach fan in a flash. My God Peach fan. The fan-flying bandit's eyes were bright red, but he couldn't care too much. He burned his chi of true spirit and pushed Zhao Feng away before leaping towards the little thieving cat. Meow meow. The little thieving cat flashed and disappeared. At this point in time, the fan-flying bandit who had lost both his arms couldn't increase his battle power, even if he burned his chi of true spirit. Zhao Feng immediately returned to the 3-flowered treasured lotus in case the fan-flying bandit tried to self-destruct. However, he had overestimated the fan-flying bandit. Run! The fan-flying bandit only wanted to live and didn't mind burning his chi of true spirit to double his speed. Chapter 319. Although the fan-flying bandit's strength was comparable to normal true mystic ranks, he didn't have the courage to die together with them. He, who'd lost both his arms, was like a bachelor. His heart was filled with despair, and he only had the thought to drag out an ignoble existence to survive. Fan-flying bandit, this is the second time you've come. I've said before that I'll cut off one of your arms and cripple your cultivation. Zhao Feng said emotionlessly as his 3-flowered treasured lotus chased after the fan-flying bandit. The fan-flying bandit had burned his chi of true spirit, and his speed had surpassed the true human rank and was even slightly faster than normal true mystic ranks. The distance between Zhao Feng and the fan-flying bandit was slowly increasing. Unfortunately, I don't have a strong long-range weapon. Zhao Feng felt slightly regretful. The Luo Bao's power wasn't enough against the peak true human rank fan-flying bandit. Chapter Leader, the 100-flower chapter has lost, and the fan-flying bandit has lost both his arms. He's no longer a threat. If we keep chasing, I'm afraid. Dai Yi warned. From her point of view, Forcing the fan-flying bandit to this point was already a good result. Zhao Feng understood Dai Ye's meaning. The reason why the fan-flying bandit didn't have the determination to die together was because he still had a sliver of life. If he didn't even have this sliver of life, the fan-flying bandit would burn his chi of true spirit and most likely choose to die together. I can keep him hanging. A smile appeared on Zhao Feng's face. His god spiritual eye could see 1,000 miles away, and he could keep the distance. He just needed to wait for the fan-flying bandit to run out of true force. Soon, the fan-flying bandit disappeared from sight. However, Zhao Feng was still able to lock onto his target without panicking. No wonder. Daya's heart moved as she met Zhao Feng's cold left eye. She felt as if her heart had been pierced. Zhao Feng's eye bloodline couldn't be judged by normal standards. Its tracking ability was top tier. The fan-flying bandit had betrayed him the entire way, but he felt a coldness in his heart. It was as if there was an eye looking down on him. His heartbeat quickened, and he felt as though his blood was about to freeze. Boundless pressure came from the top of his head, and he felt like he was about to collapse. He suddenly turned his head and saw an eye of heaven coldly looking down at him. Whoosh! His eyes blurred. The eye of heaven, just now, was just a mental illusion. If his senses weren't wrong, then his opponent's eye bloodline was too terrifying. It had the power to rival the heavens and earth. What just happened? Zhao Feng jumped up in fright. He had pushed his god's spiritual eye to the extreme to lock onto the fan-flying bandit and exert mental energy pressure. At a certain moment, he felt that his consciousness had jumped out of his body and was high up in the clouds, overlooking the world. At that moment, he seemed to stand side by side with the heavens and the earth, overlooking all living beings and ruling over the ages. If it's just an illusion, why did I consume 10% of my mind source in an instant? Zhao Feng was shocked. Half the time it took to make tea later, the fan-flying bandit's chi of true spirit stopped burning, and he was exhausted. Zhao Feng maintained 100 miles distance from him. The fan-flying bandit's eyes and spiritual sense weren't able to reach this far. Whoosh! Whoosh! Two sounds of something tearing through the air could be heard from the mountain range ahead. A male and a female entered the fan-flying bandit's vision. When did they catch up to me? Impossible, definitely impossible. The fan-flying bandit panicked. He had clearly burned his chi of true spirit to fly. How could they catch up? Looking closely, the fan-flying bandit let out a breath. The newcomer was a male and female, but they weren't Zhao Feng or Dai Lan. One of them was a young man that wore an azure cloud battle robe. His face was white like a piece of carved jade, and he was extraordinarily handsome. He carried an ancient blade with an azure edge on his back. Beside the young man was a young girl in a red robe. She had clear eyebrows and red lips. Zhao Feng also saw the male and female through his god's spiritual eye. The battle-robed youth had reached the early stages of the true human rank and was around 30 years old. Could this youth be the #1 genius of the main Yun family, Tian Yunji, who has the bloodline of both the Tian and Yun families and is ranked 3rd on the country's new star rankings? The fan-flying bandit's eyes scanned across the battle-robed youth, and his heart jumped as he tried to dodge. The male and female were riding a flying beast and passed by the fan-flying bandit. Brother, that person's in a bad state. Both his arms have been cut off. Is there someone chasing after him? The red-robed girl said unwillingly. Hearing this, the fan-flying bandit's heart jumped to his throat. The battle-robed youth couldn't help but look at the fan-flying bandit again. Wait. A cold and clear voice suddenly sounded. The fan-flying bandit's body froze as he forced a smile. What do you two want? The battle-robed youth turned around and coldly inspected the fan-flying bandit. He felt that this bandit was familiar. Furthermore, when they passed each other just then, the other seemed to be uneasy. The battle-robed youth furrowed his eyebrows. Are you from the 100 Flower chapter? Nope. How could I be a bandit from the 100 Flower chapter? I'm an elder of the Yin side family. Because I fought with the Iron Blood chapter, I lost. If you two can help me block the enemies behind me, I will be extremely grateful. The fan-flying bandit pretended to be calm as he suddenly had an idea. If he remembered correctly, the Yun and Tian families had a good relationship. This was especially so for the new star of this generation, Tian Yunji. He was a genius born from the combination of the Tian and Yun bloodlines. The battle-robed youth in front of them was Tian Yunji. The fan-flying bandit had met him once before. What? The Iron Blood chapter is fighting with the Thousand Water Yun family? We're about to go to the Yun side family. The red-robed girl was shocked. Looks like we're all friends. Can you two help me block the enemy? The fan-flying bandit had a pitiful expression as he begged. Brother Tian, can you help him? The red-robed girl couldn't bear it and begged. However, the battle-robed Tian Yunji's expression became colder and colder. Little bandit, die. A cold and domineering voice shook the clouds. In the next instant, an azure blade came out of its sheath and a beam of azure light shot through the air. An invisible blade intent enveloped the fan-flying bandit. Sky Cloud Blade Drawing Technique. Blade intent no. The fan-flying bandit's face was filled with fear. His battle intent had been extinguished by the invisible blade intent, and he couldn't even think of resisting. If he was at his peak and had the Water Moon God Peach fan, he could still fight back. However, at this moment, he didn't even have the thought to fight back. Shwa! The azure blade light was like a rainbow that pierced through the clouds. Blade intent? The embryonic form of blade intent has almost become true blade intent. 100 miles away, Zhao Feng couldn't help but take a deep breath as he stood on the 3 flowered treasured lotus. Sword intent and blade intent were both mental energy intents. The former came from the sword user, while the latter came from the blade user. Back at the alliance banquet of the 13 clans, Sang Yue had comprehended sword intent and could beat almost all her opponents with one sword. Even Zhao Feng had almost lost. Shua! The fan-flying bandit's body was sliced in half. Oomph! The infamous fan-flying bandit. 3 years ago, you bullied a sister of mine in the main branch of the Yun family. Although I've never personally seen you, your portrait was plastered all over Heaven Luo City. Tian Yunji harumphed coldly. He's the disciple of the famous Water Moon pirate, the fan-flying bandit? The red-robed girl's face was filled with fear. It was no wonder that Tian Yunji had killed him with one slash without hesitation. The 100-Flower chapter was a wicked sect, and the methods of its disciples were extremely terrifying and hard to defend against. If some disciples had a powerful, soft fragrance poison, they could even ambush those at the true spirit realm. If even disciples were like this, then there was no need to mention the fan-flying bandit. A while later, Zhao Feng stood on the 3-flowered treasured lotus and saw Tian Yunji and the red-robed girl. Thank you for killing this bandit. Zhao Feng smiled faintly and clasped his fists. He didn't know Tian Yunji and the other girl, but the enemy of an enemy was a friend. Furthermore, Tian Yunji's strength and comprehension made Zhao Feng admire him. 3-flowered treasured lotus? Who are you? Tian Yunji's expression was cold as he inspected Zhao Feng and Dai Yi. Zhao Feng had the 3-flowered treasured lotus and the Water Moon God Peach fan, which made Tian Yunji suspicious. Tian Yunji, don't be arrogant. This is the new chapter leader of the Iron Blood Religion chapter. If we didn't help, you wouldn't have been able to kill the bandit so easily. Dai Yi harumphed coldly. Tian Yunji was one of the 10 stars of the country and the top genius of the main branch of the Tian family. Chapter leader, Tian Yunji's heart jumped. He obviously knew how strong the Iron Blood religion was. However, this was the first time he had seen such a young chapter leader. Could it be you're that Zhao Feng? The unlucky youth that escaped the marriage in the flooding lake city and kidnapped the princess. Tian Yunji's eyes flickered as a strong battle intent rose within him. At this moment, both Tian Yunji and Zhao Feng were famous geniuses in the country. Tian Yunji was one of the 10 stars, and there was no need to talk about him. Although Zhao Feng wasn't on the list, his deeds had shocked the country. Escaping the marriage in the flooding lake city, kidnapping Empress Qin, and becoming the youngest chapter leader of the Iron Blood religion. All of these achievements made the other geniuses pale in comparison. Chapter leader, be careful. This Tian Yunji is the top genius of the main branch of the Yun family. He has the bloodline of both the Tian and Yun families and has comprehended the embryonic form of blade intent. His battle power is unparalleled. Dai Yi secretly messaged Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng nodded his head and said a few words to Tian Yunji before turning around and heading back to the chapter. Right now, the chapter needed him to stabilize the situation. Brother Tian, you clearly wanted to challenge him. Why did you give up? Are you afraid of him? The red-robed girl giggled. Afraid of him? I, Tian Yunji, have never been afraid of anyone in the same generation. However, his bloodline and his eyes made my bloodline power feel pressure that I had never felt before. Since he's in such a hurry, we'll have a chance to spar next time. Tian Yunji said, Are you sure you'll have a chance in the future? He's a chapter leader and has many things to deal with. The red-robed girl seemed to like arguing with him. Such a peak genius can make my bloodline feel pressured. The Iron Blood religion will definitely recommend him to the sacred True Dragon Gathering. There's also that Xian Wuheng from the 10,000 Origin clan. He beat me with one hand a year ago, but I have to thank him for igniting the potential of my blade intent. All my glory will be shown in the sacred True Dragon Gathering. Forget it. Xian Wuheng is already a miracle star in the northern continent. Half a year ago, he fought with the head disciple of the Heavenly Yuan clan, Mo Tianyi, and only lost by half. Mo Tianyi was one of the top 10 geniuses in the last sacred True Dragon Gathering. Chapter 320. On the way back, Zhao Feng touched the ancient and elegant fan in his hand, while the little thieving cat sat on his shoulder and asked for credit. Chapter leader, now that you have both the Water Moon God Peach fan and the 3-flowered Treasure Lotus, you're truly unrivaled amongst those of the same cultivation and can even fight against normal true mystic ranks. Dai Yi smiled and congratulated. Of the Water Moon 4 treasures, the Water Moon God Peach fan was used for offense while the 3-flowered Treasured Lotus was used for defense. This attack and defense was the perfect partner. What no one knew was that Zhao Feng had also inherited the Mystic Flower Treasured Bible. This Water Moon Immortal Peach fan is truly exquisite. It contains 7 storage compartments that can store 7 kinds of powerful hidden weapons. It's hard to guard against them. Zhao Feng had the Water Moon Pirate's inheritance, and his understanding of the Water Moon 4 treasures wasn't any weaker than any of the 100 Flower Chapter disciples. The Water Moon God Peach fan could even turn into an umbrella in an emergency. What made Zhao Feng happy was that the Water Moon God Peach fan could use mental energy illusions and increase the effect of mental energy attacks. All in all, after obtaining the Water Moon God Peach fan, Zhao Feng no longer had any weaknesses. On the way, Zhao Feng sat on the 3-flowered Treasured Lotus and started to refine the Water Moon God Peach fan. The Water Moon Immortal Peach fan was essentially a type of inheritance divine weapon. It required a special cultivation technique or bloodline to refine. Zhao Feng had the Mystic Flower Treasured Bible and had his own way to refine it. An hour later, Zhao Feng and Dai Yi returned to the Iron Blood chapter. At this point in time, Zhao Feng had refined 60 to 70% of the Water Moon God Peach fan. Normal weapons didn't need to be refined and only needed to be compatible with the weapon. Inheritance divine weapons were a little more special. Many of them had to meet the corresponding requirements. Chapter leader, the 100 Flower chapter and Yun Side family have both been defeated and suffered heavy losses. Chapter leader, we've captured 2 experts at the True Spirit Realm and 9 at Half-Step True Spirit Realm from the 100 Flower chapter and Yun Side family. This time, the 100 Flower chapter has suffered heavy losses and will be removed from the Thousand Water River area. The Yin family's branch family has suffered great losses and is powerless to contend against us. As Zhao Feng sat in the main seat of the conference hall, the people below sent him exciting news. Shueisha and Chun Mingjin, the 2 deputy branch leaders, sat on either side of Zhao Feng with complicated expressions in their eyes. Chun Mingjin's face was filled with admiration and gratitude. She no longer dared to have any other thoughts towards Zhao Feng. Shueisha was unwilling, but it was replaced by more fear. Everyone could see that it was this new branch leader who had turned the tide, resolved the crisis, and defeated the Yun branch family in the Hundred Flowers Gate. Zhao Feng's gaze swept across the entire hall, and the entire hall fell silent. Everyone could feel the sharpness and coldness of the division leader's mysterious left eye. There was an indescribable mental pressure. Shueisha, lead a group of people and chase after the remnants of the Hundred Flowers Gate. At the very least, chase them out of the Thousand Waters region. Chunmingjin, you will be responsible for guarding the branch and monitoring the movements of the Yun branch family and other forces. If there is any abnormal reaction, report to me immediately. Zhao Feng's expression was cold as he gave out the orders. Now that the situation had been decided, he needed to be steady. Stability was more important than anything else. I've just broken through to the true spirit realm and have just become the Thousand Water Chapter leader. I need to stabilize the situation and increase my strength. Zhao Feng had his own plan. Today, Zhao Feng had just come out of seclusion, so he had held back his strength and hadn't truly unleashed it. For example, his bloodline power hadn't been pushed to the limit, and his source of true spirit hadn't been furiously circulated. This was to stabilize his cultivation, and he also wanted to leave some backup plans. As long as Zhao Feng was given some time to completely refine the Water Moon God Peach fan, consolidate his source of true spirit, and absorb the essence of the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible to complement his lightning inheritance, his strength would definitely reach another level. On the same day, the Iron Blood chapter chased after the remnants of the Hundred Flowers Gate. Within half a month, the Hundred Flowers Gate was almost annihilated. Only a small number of people managed to escape from the Thousand Water region. This was only because Zhao Feng gave face to the Water Moon pirate and didn't kill them all. In this period of time, the other small forces of the Thousand Water region saw the changes in the situation and were all extremely careful. Chunmingjin was responsible for defending and controlling the movements of the other forces. At the same time, after half a month, Zhao Feng's source of true spirit had completely stabilized, and in terms of cultivation, it wasn't any weaker than those at the early stages of the true human rank. The Water Moon God Peach fan had been successfully refined by Zhao Feng, and he knew how to use it. With the Water Moon God Peach fan, Zhao Feng didn't need a weapon in close combat, so he gave the Mystic Snake Blood Whip to the little thieving cat. In terms of value, the Mystic Snake Blood Whip was close to the Water Moon God Peach fan, but it was better at supporting and killing the enemy. It could absorb the enemy's blood essence to increase the whip's power. Meow meow. The little thieving cat was slightly excited as it played around with the Mystic Snake Blood Whip. Last time, it had controlled the whip to hold Empress Qin hostage. Zhao Feng nodded his head in satisfaction. Only now did he come out of seclusion. His body situation had stabilized. The comprehension of the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible and the Lightning Inheritance complementing each other was a long process. The Lightning Inheritance itself was a complete inheritance system. It leaned towards theory and abstraction. Although the profound meaning of power was strong, the practical application and transformation were its weaknesses. On the other hand, the Mystic Flower Treasure Bible contained the essence of the Wicked Inheritance, such as the Hundred Flower chapter. Its speed and techniques were all unique and suited to practical use. Chapter Leader. The remaining members of the Hundred Flower chapter have been cleared out and chased out of the Thousand Water River area. Yinsha reported. Zhao Feng didn't ask about the Hundred Flower chapter anymore and was no longer a threat to the Thousand Water chapter. However, the Yun branch family, the Bai branch family, and other forces were still strong opponents of the Thousand Water branch. After all, the Thousand Water chapter had also lost a lot in this battle. Chapter Leader. After the Yun side family was defeated, two people from the main Tian family came to visit their family. One of them was the #1 genius of the Tian family, Tian Yunji. Furthermore, the Yun side family has been asking for help from the Bai side family because they're worried about the Iron Blood chapter's retaliation. Chunmingjin also reported the news. This Tian Yunji comes from the Tian family, and he went to the Yun side family to visit his family. Zhao Feng was slightly weird. Chapter Leader, You forgot that Tian Yunji has the bloodline of both the Tian and Yun families. Among them, Tian Yunji's deceased mother was a female elder of the Qianshui Yun family. Dai Yi reminded. No wonder. Zhao Feng faintly nodded his head. This way, it would be hard for the Iron Blood chapter to retaliate against the Yun side family. Once the Iron Blood chapter attacked the Yun side family, Tian Yunji wouldn't just stand by and watch. If it was a normal, true human rank, Zhao Feng obviously wouldn't put him in his eyes. However, Tian Yunji was a genius that had comprehended the basic form of blade intent and had the bloodline of two families. Saber intents and sword intents were formless mental energies that could cut through the void. They had a certain restraining effect on mental energy secret techniques. Chapter Leader, I suggest we attack the Yun side family and become the true ruler of the Thousand Water River area. Yin Sha was a battle-hungry person and immediately suggested. Chen Mengjin's eyebrows furrowed. It's best if we wait for Tian Yunji to leave, and then we can think about it. After all, he's the #1 genius of the main Tian family. With the chapter leader here, a measly Tian Yunji isn't worth mentioning. Furthermore, the forces of the headquarters are unable to interfere in the battles between the branch clans and branches. Most of the time, they keep each other in check. Yin Sha snickered coldly. The two vice-chapter leaders had different opinions and started to argue. Dailon, what do you think? Zhao Feng's gaze turned towards Dailon. After the previous battle, Zhao Feng made Dailon the protector of the chapter. Even the vice-chapter leader couldn't order her around. If there's someone in the chapter that can suppress Tian Yunji, then they have a chance of winning. Furthermore, we still have to worry about the Bai side family sending reinforcements to the Yin side family. Dailon didn't give her opinion and instead explained the situation. The key was who would deal with Tian Yunji. Secondly, they had to defend against the reinforcements from the Bai side family. In reality, the Bai and Yun subclans in the Thousand Water River region weren't considered strong. The Yun side family was average, and the Bai side family was slightly weaker. I've just arrived at the Thousand Water chapter and need to stabilize the situation before I can cultivate and prepare for the Sacred True Dragon gathering. Zhao Feng's eyes twinkled as he thought for a long time. A shocking order sounded in the hall. From today onwards, attack the Yun side family and Bai side family at the same time. The moment this order was given, the upper echelons of the Iron Blood chapter were shocked. Even Yin Sha jumped up in fright and laughed in his heart. Do you think Tian Yunji is so easy to deal with? Although the two side families are on the decline, a starving camel is still bigger than a horse. Chapter Leader, isn't this a bit rushed? Dailon felt that it wasn't right. I've made up my mind. The Iron Blood chapter has the highest number of middle and lower tier members. This is our biggest advantage. Furthermore, we have more than 10 experts at the True Spirit Realm, and many of them are elites. Zhao Feng made the final decision. From today onwards, the Iron Blood chapter started to gather a large amount of people. Usually, some hidden elites, some hidden forces, and some subordinate forces gathered around the chapter. At this point in time, the Thousand Water River area was in chaos, and many small forces were uneasy. Normal small forces might not have any experts at the True Spirit Realm, or only have 2 or 3. In a few days' time, the Iron Blood chapter started to attack the Yun side family. At this point in time, blood-robed figures arrived at the Yun side family. At the same time, on the other side, Zhao Feng sent Chen Mengjin to attack the Bai side family, mainly to stall them. The Bai side family was relatively weak. They only had 1 peak true human rank, and the other 2 were average. All Chen Mengjin needed to do was to keep the Bai side family occupied so that they couldn't rescue the Yun side family. And, even more so, they couldn't rescue the Yun side family. The true battlefield was on the side of the Yun side family. Zhao Feng led Yin Sha, Dailon, and the other upper echelon members to attack the Yun side family. The Yun side family faced a great danger, and everyone was panicking. Great Hall of the Yun side family. Old family leader, you don't need to worry. As long as I kill or defeat the new chapter leader of the Iron Blood religion, we'll be able to escape. Tian Yunji slowly stood up and said with a domineering voice. An invisible cold blade intent spread out and made everyone feel as if their hearts were being cut by a blade. The old family leader of the Yunside family said happily, "Luckily you arrived. Otherwise, with the Iron Blood religion's current strength and that terrifying chapter leader, most people at the True Spirit realm wouldn't even be able to block one glance from him. Mental energy illusions are just a side skill. My blade intent can cut through the void and counter it. Plus, I've been waiting to fight him for a long time." Tian Yunji's fighting spirit rose faintly. Chapter 321. Thousand Water River Yun Family. The Yunside family and the Iron Blood religion were separated by a 100-yard-wide river. The two sides clashed in the air above the river. The Iron Blood religion had more members and their morale was high. In the first clash, they had the advantage. Zhao Feng sat at the back while Dai Yi waited on the side. Yun Sha was the main force and led several true human rank elders to launch the first wave of attacks. The Yunside family immediately sent out several true human rank experts to face the enemy. Why haven't the Bai-side family's reinforcements arrived yet? The head of the Yunside family had a solemn expression. Reporting to the head, the Iron Blood religion chapter is attacking the Bai-side family at the same time. The Iron Blood religion chapter dares to attack both the Bai and Yunside family at the same time. The upper echelon of the Yunside family were both shocked and angry. On the surface, it seemed that the Iron Blood religion chapter was a bit arrogant, but they had the initiative. Instead of defending against the Bai-side family's reinforcements, it was better to attack first and stall the Bai-side family with a smaller force. As long as the Iron Blood religion chapter could win against the Yunside family, the Bai-side family wouldn't be able to resist at all. Zhao Feng, brat from the Iron Blood religion, you crippled my grandson, and now you want to dominate the Thousand Water River. The head of the Yun family exclaimed, and the aura of the true mystic rank connected with the heaven-earth Yuan Qi and suppressed any other true human rank present. This powerful aura made Zhao Feng's heart sink. He had experienced the aura of a true mystic rank expert before. Even Zhao Feng didn't have the confidence to win against the head of the Yunside family. In the past, no one in the Iron Blood religion chapter could beat the head of the Yunside family. Only Yun Sha and Chun Mingjin, the two vice-chapter leaders, could fight against him. If it wasn't for the fact that the head of the Yunside family was old and his battle power wasn't at its peak, the Iron Blood religion chapter wouldn't be able to rule the Thousand Water River. Dai Yi go and help Shui Sha. Zhao Feng knew that although Yun Sha's battle power wasn't much weaker than his, it wasn't enough to face the head of the Yunside family alone. With Dai Yi's strength and methods, if she joined forces with Shui Sha, they would be able to hold their own against the Yun family patriarch for a period of time. In the air above the river, the True Spirit realm experts from both sides fought fiercely. Zhao Feng slowly stood up, his god spiritual eye scanning the area. At a certain moment, his left eye stared at the bottom of the river and flashed with a sharp blue coldness. Whoosh! A blade light shot into the sky from the river, and the aura was almost comparable to the true mystic rank of the Yun family. Cloud Tianji. Many people from both sides glanced at the war-robed youth from the corner of their eyes. Yun Tianji, the #1 genius of the main branch of the Yun family, was one of the top 10 new stars of the nation, ranked 3rd. Voila! In the surging river, an exhausted red-robed girl with a face full of fear and shame appeared. "Cousin, are you all right?" Yun Tianji looked surprised as he supported the red-robed girl, who was exhausted and seemed to have gone through endless torture. On the other side, Zhao Feng floated in the air with green lightning circling his feet. A playful smile appeared on his face. "Impossible. We were clearly hiding under the water." With one glance, the red-robed girl's face was pale, white, and powerless. Yun Tianji and his cousin had been hiding under the river, preparing to ambush the Iron Blood religion chapter. The red-robed girl had a unique treasure that specialized in hiding in the water. Even those at the True Spirit realm wouldn't be able to find her easily. Unexpectedly, a light blue icy eye pierced through the river and appeared in their hearts. The red-robed girl was only at the half-step true spirit realm, so she was obviously hit. Zhao Feng's god spiritual, I could create a mental energy prison, and no one of the same cultivation could block it. He could instantly kill anyone of the same cultivation. Yin Tianji had only managed to escape death by unleashing an embryonic form of saber intent at that dangerous moment. Zhao Feng didn't mind. Those that had comprehended sword and blade intent couldn't be judged by normal standards. His left eye gazed at an elder at the true human rank on the other side of the river. The true human rank elder's heart went cold as he was attracted by a faint blue eye. In his vision, a freezing pond became deeper and deeper until it drowned his consciousness. Shua! He appeared in a weird ice-blue dimension. This was the mental energy illusion that Zhao Feng had created. Arcs of azure lightning wrapped around the true human rank. In essence, it was his mental energy consciousness that was bound. Plop! In reality, in less than a breath's time, the true human rank half-knelt on the ground in cold sweat. In just a glance, Zhao Feng had made a true human rank lose the ability to fight. So this is his eye bloodline. Yin Tianji's expression changed. This youth's left eye was cold and emotionless, as if it could see through the world. He had once felt a similar look from another powerful opponent. This Iron Blood religion chapter leader's damage against those at the true spirit realm is too great. The patriarch of the Yun clan felt a sense of helplessness in his heart when he saw this. Even when he was at his peak, he didn't have the ability to instantly kill a true human rank. Only those at the true lord rank could easily defeat a true human rank in just 1 or 2 moves. Zhao Feng didn't have the cultivation of the true lord rank, but he had this terrifying speed. This ability was similar to those at the true spirit realm. Zhao Feng, your opponent is me. Tian Yunji's domineering voice filled the air. His eyes were cold as a formless saber light flashed. It was as if there was a huge saber slashing through the air. This invisible blade couldn't be seen with the naked eye. Did it really exist? The answer given by Zhao Feng's god spiritual, I was correct. He could see the form of the invisible blade intent and its trajectory. However, things like sword intent and blade intent surpassed the physical dimension and were like mental energy attacks that couldn't be dodged. Even if Zhao Feng's mental energy consciousness could see it, his body wouldn't be able to dodge it. Sky Cloud Blade drawing technique. Tian Yunji slashed out with his saber, and the vague saber intent rushed forward first, greatly increasing the might of the saber. At the same time, it weakened the opponent's mental intent and destroyed the illusion. This blade intent, is even stronger than Song Yuu's from back then. The faint blue light in Zhao Feng's left eye became deeper and deeper, as if there was a pond of ice in it. Instantly, the blade intent that couldn't be seen with the naked eye seemed to freeze after it entered Zhao Feng's body, and its power decreased. What a strong intent. It can freeze and weaken my blade intent. Tian Yunji was stunned. He felt as if his blade intent had fallen into an endless pond of ice. Ever since he comprehended the saber intent seed and formed the embryonic form of saber intent, he had never encountered such a situation among his peers. Zhao Feng wasn't the youth from back then. Compared to the alliance banquet of the 13 clans, his cultivation couldn't be compared. His mental energy techniques were several times more profound than before. Furthermore, his god spiritual I had evolved a second time after escaping from the flooding lake city. The first time his god spiritual I awakened, his hair and left eye turned azure. The second time, his hair and left eye turned faint blue. Therefore, Tian Yunji didn't rely on his blade intent to counter Zhao Feng's mental energy illusions. Of course, those who possess saber intent would have tenacious wills, even sharp wills that could destroy all sorts of nothingness. Ripple of lightning. Zhao Feng waved his hands, and arcs of lightning shot out towards Tian Yunji. Every time Tian Yunji slashed out with his saber, he would encounter endless resistance. The electric currents that spread through the void would make his body slightly numb, greatly limiting his speed. If one looked closely, they would see a faint azure mark of lightning on Zhao Feng's forehead. How did the new chapter leader's strength increase so quickly? The upper echelon of the Iron Blood Religion chapter were shocked and filled with respect. Yin Sha's heart also dropped, and his expression became wary and solemn. Last time, Zhao Feng had just come out of seclusion, and his source of true spirit wasn't stable, so he didn't dare to go all out. But now, his source of true spirit and the second floor of the Lightning Inheritance had both stabilized and strengthened. Now that he was going all out, the power of Zhao Feng's Lightning Inheritance charged towards Tian Yunji. Tian Yunji's every step was difficult, and he couldn't even get close to Zhao Feng. The arcs of lightning made him feel tired. He had blade intent, and his battle power was strong, but the opponent's lightning technique was also extremely powerful. Furthermore, Zhao Feng seemed to be taking a stroll, as if he hadn't used his full strength yet. Tian Yunji took a deep breath. Blue and white blood runes suddenly appeared on his left and right arms, and his aura rose to another level. Bloodline power. The bloodline inheritances of the Tian and Yun families. People from both sides cried out in surprise. The two bloodline powers increased Tian Yunji's offense, defense, physical strength, and explosive power to a certain extent. Crack, the green lightning around Zhao Feng was slashed apart by Tian Yunji's blade. Offense increased by 40%, defense increased by 20%, body power increased by 20%, explosiveness. Zhao Feng's God Spiritual Eye locked onto Tian Yunji and could feel the increase in the opponent's battle power. The bloodline power allowed Tian Yunji to break through the limits of cultivation. Shua! Zhao Feng turned into a flash of lightning and disappeared. Sky Cloud River breaking slash. In the next instant, a blazing azure streak of light radiating with blue and white energy slashed where Zhao Feng was just a moment ago. Boom! The banks of the river below were almost cut into two by the saber, and the river stopped flowing in that instant. Everyone was dead silent. What a powerful slash! Even those as strong as Yun Sha and company trembled. Sky Cloud River breaking slash can break rivers. Jiri used this move above her cultivation, but unfortunately, that brat dodged it. The head of the Yun family had a regretful expression. How could he dodge the speed of this saber? Tian Yunji's blood boiled and his face went white. That slash just then could instantly kill most true human ranks and heavily injure those at the true mystic rank. More importantly, that slash was also extremely fast. In theory, even those at the peak true human rank wouldn't be able to dodge it. However, Zhao Feng seemed to have predicted it and dodged it ahead of time. The timing was very precise, as if the two had worked together hundreds and thousands of times. Shua! Zhao Feng appeared on the other side. The faint blue in his left eye seemed to be able to see through the thoughts of his enemies. How can your bloodline and chi of true spirit escape my eyes? Zhao Feng snickered coldly in his heart. Mystic Flower Lightning Charm Step. Green lightning surged on his body, and with a buzz sound, his body suddenly turned into a ghostly shadow, and electric arcs darted in all directions. In that instant, Zhao Feng's speed skyrocketed, and he merged a style that he had never seen before into the Lightning Inheritance. On the surface, there was a kind of ghostly change, but it didn't lose its elegance and agility. Lightning flashed in the air, dazzling everyone's eyes. Tian Yunji's eyes blurred, and he was unable to lock on a Zhao Feng. A coldness seeped into his heart and made him feel uneasy. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.